Hello everyone, and welcome to Nothing But Mist. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Liz, and I will be your DM tonight. This game, Nothing But Mist, is inspired by Curse of Strahd, which is one of my favourite official D&D campaigns. It's the first one that I ever DM'd when I was first starting out DMing, and it is absolutely my favourite. It is set within the cursed lands of Barovia. Let's meet the players and have a word from our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Talia, she, her, and I will be playing Memory, also she, her. The sweet, enthusiastic, kind of tiefling, kind of druid, who has found herself in the lands of Barovia on her own quest to go and put to rest her family and to cure her home of the curse that is slowly, inexorably turning her into a tree. It's painful. She's happy about it. For everybody else.
Hi, I'm Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Jaunty, who uses they, them pronouns. Jaunty begins our tale as a reluctant reborn, bard of spirits and warlock of the undying. They are jaded, they are grumpy, they are mad that they've been brought back to life 79 times, and they want to be out of Barovia already. Let's see how the campaign may help or hinder this.
Hello, I am Nathan Lurs. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Alfred Alfie Abbey Abington, who also uses he, him pronouns. He is a regal and royal paladin sorcerer who entered into Barovia very sure of his quality and the power of his vengeance, but has become increasingly exhausted and tired, and now he's trying to do things differently.
Hi everyone, my name is Astrid. She, her pronouns. I'm playing with Sora, who is a very young far traveler dragonborn. Her specialty is fire. Bless her, she's very naive. She ended up in the land of Barovia, but she's still convinced that she is in Fairyland. It's just that every recommendation she had about Fairyland is probably not very accurate. Although there's been some candy and some piñatas along the way, which she has liked, along with some fairy creatures. So that part was fun.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check out their entire selection, including some limited roll together dice. And if you use the code ROLLTOGETHER, all caps, at checkout, you'll get 25% off your next purchase.
Big love to our D20 club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
We are delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. You can select your heroes and formation, then battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. And if you put !code into chat, you'll get yourself a free Electrum chest.
We are happy to be supported by Homie and the Dude. Homie and the Dude are a father and son duo, a group company that make various different TTRPG supplement books, which includes The Wandering Tavern, and coming soon to Kickstarter, they have a new Dune/Mad Max inspired book called Scorched Basin. You can go check out all of their stuff following the links in chat or in the description below. And if you use the code ROLLTOGETHER at checkout, you can get 10% off of your purchase.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok by searching Roll Together RPG, or by following the links in chat or in the description below. If you can't join us live and want to see our previous adventures, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or on your favourite podcasting app by searching for Roll Together RPG.
Finally, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players and DM may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections, and we have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out !safety in chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit.
And now, let's begin. Barovia is not a popular tourist destination. Neither is it easily found, though it's not unheard of. Some of you stumbled here by accident. You may have come here for your own reasons, though whatever could drive someone to arrive in this foul land of their own volition would have had to be very important indeed. For whatever reason you came to be here, none of you have been able to find your way home. You have discovered, instead, one of the many domains of dread, a land cursed so harshly and so long ago that horror seeps from the very pores of this dreary world. This curse has brought ruin and misery to the people of Barovia and its scattered settlements. For those who live here, there is no escape. There is no sanctuary from the evil one who rules it, nor the endless oppressive mist that blots out the sun. Through exploration and sheer luck, you have unearthed a fragment of possibility, a sliver of information that could restore hope to Barovia's people and perhaps guide you back home. Strahd von Zarovich, the vampire lord of Barovia, wields arcane powers and commands the roiling mists. If he can be defeated, the mists would lift, and the force trapping everyone here, including yourselves, would dissipate. Yet all who have tried before have failed and met their lasting doom. But you have stormed Strahd's castle and have made your way through the endless halls and spiral staircases unhindered. So you find yourselves in a vast external courtyard high above the land, overlooking a world shrouded in mist as far as the eye can see. Strahd awaits you. He holds no weapons in his hands, though his expression is one of victory already, his bare white fangs glinting. Have you not grown tired of this? You know what awaits you, he taunts. His eyes close in concentration and a strange noise fills the air. The beating of a heart louder than anything you've ever heard. The ground beneath your feet rumbles with each thud that it makes. And then come the screeches. Looking over the parapet, you see the mist rising rapidly, scaling the ancient walls. And emerging from this creeping cloud, you see cracked yellow fingernails, bare knuckle bones protruding through paper-thin skin. These alert you to the horde who are reaching for you. The creatures spill over the crenellation, scrambling forward on broken limbs. Thousands of undead now surround you. A wide smile spreads across the face of Strahd von Zarovich, though there is no joy in it. So as this initiative is rolled, I will ask you to describe your characters as they prepare to enter combat. So let's roll initiative and see what order you're going to go in.
Straight to initiative.
Yes.
How
welcome.
every good session should begin.
Stunning.
Got an 11.
What a tantalizing 10.
Nice.
Yay.
17.
Nice.
Ready. I
Paladin.
am ready for this final battle.
I think we all are. At the beginning, we are ready for this. Memory, can you let us know? 10.
Solid time.
Jaunty, you got 10 as well.
Yes.
Okay, could you let me know what your dexterity score is, please? Let's see who goes first.
Also 3.
What's the big number?
16?
17.
So to give you an idea, I've put you on the four corners of this high exterior courtyard. There are enemies coming at you from everywhere. This is looking pretty dire. You will note that Strahd is present, although he is very high up on a very tall spire, the tallest one. He's looking dramatic. He's got the moon behind him. He's casting this beautiful little silhouette against it. He's smiling. I'm going to say he's probably pulling out a glass of red wine at the moment with the popcorn, watching the scene below. But first, and remember, if Nathan, if you could explain your character, how they're looking given what they've been through already to get to this stage, how they get ready for combat. Please, it's you first, so go for it.
So my character, sees his hated enemy, Strahd, monologuing, steepling his fingers, the usual kind of Strahd stuff that we've all come to know and hate. And Alfred Abington, Alfie to some, Abby to others, never both, turns and sees the various undead that are crawling out of the nooks and cranny in this cursed place. And in a quick movement, he puts his shield on one arm, draws his trusty longsword in the other, and just kind of alights with a little bit of holy gleam. And he is a half-elf. He is very, very well muscled under his full plate armor, and has an air of like once he had a very intense skincare regimen, but now no longer has the time or resources to adhere to them. His hair, once kind of long and flowy, is now long and greasy, and there is just kind of a tiredness about his face, but in his eye is almost a gleam of excitement. Now that we are here, now that after all we've been through, it's come to this. And he, almost ignoring all of the skeletons and zombies and other such undead fleshy creatures that are starting to crawl towards him, he turns to Strahd. And this creature he's been pursuing for so long. And he says, "You black bastard. Finally you are in front of us, and we are ready to stop you." And he holds, he kind of like holds his sword and points it straight towards Strahd, and he mutters a prayer loudly, again in kind of that holy language that is fantasy Latin, and he casts Hunter's Mark on Strahd.
Nice.
And I'm remembering what Hunter's Mark does, and I was making sure that I didn't need to do anything else, but yes.
Nice. How does your Hunter's Mark manifest?
So it is he says this thing and points it, and it is as if a holy symbol is kind of like hovering over Strahd's chest for a moment, just a gleam of like reddish light. Nice. As a holy, kind of holy note symbol just flashes for a moment and then just disappears, but is still certainly indelibly there.
Amazing. That just happens. There's nothing Strahd can do against it.
Correct.
I think I'm going to roll a little cheeky performance check for Strahd. And the reason why I'm doing this is he's had something come against him that he can't do anything about. So he's going to try and like style it out if he can. So what is your charisma, Strahd?
Probably pretty good.
Hey, it's not too bad. So Hunter's Mark certainly takes, but he kind of shrugs his shoulder, his cape billows, and he makes it look like he did it. Very annoying. But I believe that was a bonus action. Is there anything
Indeed,
that you'd like to do
was.
as an action?
So he sees, kind of there is the rest of the group is kind of spread out around this cavern, and he while his thirst for vengeance is great, he knows he's been through enough to know that going off by your own lonesome in Barovia, a good survival strategy. And so he is going to actually kind of move back up just a little bit more into the center of the room towards eyes. And everyone in the room knows that he is just emanating this kind of holy protection. So the closer that they are to him and vice versa, the stronger they are. And he is going to actually, I'm gonna lightly sorry, I realized that like I don't have any ranged weapons, so that me stepping back first makes no sense. Well, I do, but like not in a useful
You can
way.
throw a bag of sand. Improvised weapon.
Oh, so what I'm going to say I do is that as he is backing up towards the room, he says another prayer, and from just centered on him, there is just a kind of explosion of radiant energy as he casts the cantrip Word of Radiance. So I don't know exactly how many undead creatures are like right up next to him at any one point.
Yeah. It's fine. We'll say for the purpose of this, I'm gonna roll. Around you, currently just crawling over the kind of precipice. I'm gonna say you've got 6 all manner of undead around you.
So so he tries to move again. It only goes to 5 feet, so it's not super close. But at least one, and he would actually step away if they did any, kind of like opportunity attacks, whatever. But would just kind of mutter that quick word, and they need to make a Constitution saving throw. Again, anyone within 5 feet.
Amazing.
I totally leave that to your GM discretion as to how many.
I got you. Okay, so that's these guys here. Remind me, was that Constitution?
Yes.
Well, so their modifier is +3, and they rolled a 1, so that would be 4.
That will, spoiler alert, be a failure. They will take, again, as he's just kind of he's saving his strength for Strahd, and so he just kind of throws out this word quickly, but they still take 9 points of radiant damage.
Amazing. Cool. There we go. That's them. Alfred, thank you. Now, normally I would move over to the next character, but we are in initiative, so I have got some undead to tackle first. The ones that I am currently in charge of are around memory.
No.
Sorry, memory. You've not even described yourself yet, and you're getting attacked. What's happening?
Yeah.
Talia, do you want to... As this attack happens, do you want to describe your character dodging, or would you prefer to describe your character later when it's your turn in combat? We can do both. I don't mind.
Depends on whether she's able to dodge or not.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you get hit, but... Cool. Let's go for the undead, and we will decide what we're going to do when it happens. Okay, so, yes, we have got a fair few of these creatures crawling up, erratically moving towards you. Now, these guys are interesting. They like to fling each other at you. It's an odd little move. Maybe it's Barovian, who can say? So, let's see. Would you please, Memory, be able to make for me a strength saving throw? Now, you're going to, I believe, get a bonus because you've got a paladin near you to a saving throw.
What's the bonus, babe?
+3 if you are within 10 feet.
Cool.
You are. It's fine. Okay.
16.
Meets beats. Yes, so as clumps of undead are being literally hurled at you, you are able to hold your ground. Let's just see if you take any damage. You do not take any damage as a result. That's exciting. Can you tell you what, Talia? You tell us what your character looks like in this moment as you are dodging out of the way of several undead coming at you.
I feel that part of the reason that she's not being able to be dragged anywhere is that she's actually embedding herself deeper into the ground.
Nice.
Making roots. Because as you look at her, you see someone who used to be a tiefling, but is at a final stages of turning into kind of like a tree ant or a dryad, a cursed sentient tree. and she has become, slightly misshapen limbs as of a bow, slightly bent, kind of her bark becoming skin. Yeah, her bark becoming skin. I mean, it's so internalized. That's what's happening in her head at this stage. And yet, you can see on her face the elements of that are still there, and it is still the young woman. Her face, her horns spiraling up, and a very strong attempt to keep a happy smile on. It is not working. She is very tired, and she's not got long left, and she is doing the most she can, and she is not going to let these things take her.
Amazing. So these things kind of try to claw at you as they're thrown, but you dig deep in more ways than one, retaining your composure as that happens. That ends their turn. So next up on my initiative order, I have got Astrid's character. Astrid, as you prepare, you've got, again, many creatures coming for you. What does your character look like? How's it going? You tell us.
Sora is a dragonborn traveler. She's always traveling everywhere. She is confused, but she doesn't know she's confused because she was given directions to go to Fairyland, and she has the worst sense of direction. So all this time she thinks that everybody's lying to her about fairies and they're the meanest things ever. So she's just wondering why on earth people like fairies so much when they're this nasty.
You believe you're in the Fey world right now. I love this.
I believe it's fairy world. And I'm really annoyed with who told me that Fairyland was like the perfect travel destination, because it's not.
It's clearly not. Yeah. So what color is Sora then? Are you?
She's red, like fire.
Amazing. What would you like to do, Sora, in this moment as all these undead, not fairies, are coming towards you?
Okay. Since they're all coming at me, I think I have fire breath.
Oh,
weapon.
Nice. Yeah.
And I like setting things on fire.
Cute.
So I think, but can I go to rage first?
You can bonus action first, absolutely.
So I'll do the bonus.
Tell me what your rage looks like. So what do you change in appearance and stature when you rage? Like,
if I think in the character description, if there is enough space, it does increase like size because of the path of the giant.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So
Amazing.
she does increase in size, and right now it's just really annoyed. Where is my tooth fairy and candy everywhere?
Yeah.
I just want my candy and nobody gave me the candy.
I relate to Sora. I feel that in my soul. Yeah.
So
rage, yes.
So I'm raging, and I just want to burn all this undead to find the candy from the fairies.
Amazing. So they need to roll a dexterity saving throw?
I think so.
Let's see. Where are you at?
I think it says 15 dexterity, 30
Right,
feet range.
Yep. You are able to encapsulate, I'm going to say about 7 of these undead as they come your way. They rolled a 12 on the dexterity saving throw, so they did not succeed. Do you want to roll your damage? Let's see if any candy comes out.
So it went to 5.
5 points of damage. Nice. Let's get that down. Can you roll for me a D100?
D100?
If you get 90 or higher, candy comes out.
How to everyone roll? No, 57.
No candy comes out. Only gory flesh. Oh no.
Oh,
maybe next time. All right. Do you want to go for your second attack?
Yeah, I'll do the same fire breath because I really, really want the candy. So in my head, all these zombies are fairy piñatas.
Yes.
I want my candy
100%.
from the fairy piñata.
Oh, they need to roll a dexterity saving throw again.
Sorry, yes.
I'll just do that. That's even worse. That's a 7. I am not rolling well this campaign, guys. You're in for a treat.
This damage was better. This time is 17.
17. Crikey. Okay. Amazing. Do you want to roll your D100? If it's above 90, candy comes out. I don't know how or why, but it would.
Oh no, 48.
Yeah,
Not
you
piñata.
are sadly splattered with things that are not candy. It smells and is disgusting.
Well,
Um,
I'm sure the guts
Sora.
are candy for rats.
Yes.
yeah.
And flies. Anyway, Sora, if that ends your turn.
Yeah.
It's Strahd's go.
Boo.
No. Boo! Now Strahd has marked Alfred, given that Alfred was able to do something to Strahd without Strahd's say so. Let's see if Strahd can do anything from this range, because he is quite high up. I think Strahd is gonna try and mess with you a little bit. He is going to use his movement to kind of gently drift down the slope of the I want to say steeple, that's not the right word, spire that he's on. When he reaches 30 feet, he's going to cast Detect Thoughts on Alfred, just to see what's going on inside the old noggin.
Do I need to do a saving throw or anything?
Straight up, we just need your surface thoughts, but he is going to dig deeper after that. So let's go surface thoughts first.
Alfie is his mind is just going like, stay calm, stay focused. It now's the time. Don't falter. You have to like stick with it. Is a lot of like kind of like a almost positive affirmations, you know,
nice.
but in like a desperate trying to hold on to sanity kind of way of like this moment feels like he's excited, he's ready, this is what he's been driving for, but also he's a little worried that it's too big for him, you know, kind of thing. So he's trying to stay grounded, and it's going fine.
Amazing. As that happens, he locks his eyes with you. I want to make him cheekily wink. I'm going to make him cheekily. He's going to wink cheekily and then turn into a bat as a bonus action and begin to flutter away. That ends his go.
Coward!
Memory. You've just stood your ground against these creatures. It's now your go. Followed by Jaunty. So, Memory, over to you.
I would like to also Hunter's Mark him. So yeah, I go, you don't have to go be a bad guy. Don't be so Mr. Strahd. Just very Irish, because she's very angry right now.
Amazing.
Hunter's
Yeah, again, he can't do anything about it. His bat-like form, rather terrible performance check to try and style that out. He kind of lilts to one side as he flaps and kind of rectifies his movement.
Fantastic. So I get a little, you know, what's kind of like my hair with the kind of the leaves kind of shimmer a bit, and kind of like the spores of the kind of the pollen just goes and coats him.
Nice.
Very thoroughly. And then with my oh wait, no, I've just done something stupid. Okay, that's fine. I'll do it a different way. How far away is he from me?
From you right now, I'm going to say it's about 50 foot.
Oh.
Because he swooped down to Alfred and then flew 30 foot away, so.
Can I move so he's 30 foot away from...
Yeah, you'll be able to move that. You will get some attacks of opportunity, though, from all of the undead. I say some. You're going to get one attack of opportunity because that's all they can do.
That's fair enough. I'll do it.
All right. You begin to stride away. As you do, let's see if they're going to be able to get to you. I've got a 16 on the dice plus 8 on the modifier, so that's 24.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Let's see what damage they are going to give you. That is 18 points of bludgeoning damage as they kind of buffet you as you pass.
That's fine. I'll take it. So, I would like to cast Thorn Whip and try and drag this back closer down to us.
Amazing.
So
Probably doesn't have great strength, I'd imagine.
So, to attack, that is a 22 to hit this bat.
It certainly hits the little tiny bat.
Fantastic. And I am also marking him as my favored foe.
Cute.
So that is going to be the Hunter's Mark, the favored foe, the Thorn Whip attack. "13 points of piercing damage. He is brought 10 feet closer down to us. And as that happens, then my swarm of ghosts come and also go and attack him for 4 points of piercing damage.
Amazing. So, the visual is the bat is retrieved by the thorn, brought down to you, at which point the damage is taken. During that, he turns into fully Strahd from the bat, and then is attacked by a bunch of ghosts. His cape becomes ripped as he takes the brunt of that attack. But you have got a very powerful vampire immediately before you.
Said, stop hurting my friends.
He just looks at you, toying with what he's going to do next. Does that end your go, Memory?
That is.
Amazing. In which case, Jaunty, or should I say Evie, could you let us know who you're playing, how it's going, and what you look like?
Cool. Yeah, Jaunty's having a great time.
Yeah.
Best described as the zombie clown of the party. Clearly was once a half-elf jester. The jester garb is now greyed out, dirtied, bloodied, looking very worse for wear. You can barely tell that it used to be blue and red on either side. The bells are still there, jangling despite Jaunty themselves, whose eyes they look like they should be sightless. They are glazed over, but are apparently seeing and comprehensive. Where the jester makeup used to be, it's just kind of caked down, bits of blood in. Somehow it just does not seem to wash off. With this reborn bard warlock.
Nice.
As just kind of takes the scene in, gives a world-weary sigh and just says, I cannot wait for this all to be over. And will cast, as a bonus action, we'll just kind of take this, throws a card to memory, have bardic inspiration.
Nice.
It looks like he might be hit next. And is going to cast spray of cards at as many of the zombies as I can get in a 15-foot cone to kind of keep them back while people are attacking Strahd.
We'll go with Strahd. I like it.
Yeah.
No, please, can we keep that as like a canon?
Yeah, he's Strahdy to us.
Strahdy.
Yeah.
Cutie Strahdy. I love it. Yes, that is a move. I've been playing D&D for a long time. That is a move that I have not heard of. Can you give me an idea of what I need to do, or if you need to do anything?
Yes. So what it is I basically fire a 15-foot cone of cards. It's very Yu-Gi-Oh flavored.
Love it.
So every zombie within that 15-foot cone needs to make a dex save.
Okay. Oop. All right. So, where's your dex at? There it is. Okay. I've got an 18, a 14, and a 15.
Just the 18 survives.
Okay.
I mean, it passes. I mean, it will survive as well, but
I'm assuming there's damage coming up.
yes.
Great.
So it will still take half as much damage on the past save, so it takes 2d10
Brilliant.
each of damage. That was a 10 and a 4, so 14.
Okay. I can do that maths.
Yeah. And it is, as I said, very Yu-Gi-Oh flavors. Jaunty takes some cards out and kind of passes them out. They come up as like panels in front of them, and then whoop, towards their targets.
Amazing. That is awesome, Jaunty. Thank you. I have a question.
Yes.
Do you still have bells?
Yes, I do.
All of them?
Half of them.
Oh, okay. Thank you. At the end of your go, we're going to move over to a lot of zombies. Albert, we're going for the ones near you first. Let's see.
Alfred?
Alfred. Yeah, Alfred.
You just combined my two names.
I wrote Albert down. Silly me. Alfred. Cool. Alfred. They're coming for you first. Let's see what they're going to do. Ooh. Yes, these guys will begin flinging each other at you. For the sake of things being gross, just a little warning, it's going to get gross, but not too gross. Okay?
It's, yeah.
When I say they're flinging themselves at you, I think maybe they're grabbing limbs off the others and flinging those at you. Is that? Yeah, it's gross. Anyway, that is what's happening. Could you make a strength saving throw for me, please?
Strength save? I would love to.
You sound confident.
Well, then I rolled a 4 on the die.
Oh no.
So I had a +7 on that saving throw.
Oh, and, I think Strahd turns around at that point and is like, how the fates have changed.
Well, it's the Strahd was in my brain, and then he was a bat, and then he got pulled over, and then suddenly wasn't a bat. Like, this is already a very chaotic battlefield, and Alfie's already trying really hard to like keep it together. So this seems right.
Yeah. Okay, so you did not succeed. You're going to take some bludgeoning damage as a result. You are considered a medium creature, correct?
That's a strange question, but yes.
There is a reason why I'm asking.
Strange. It's strange that comes up. Not a strange and a like. What a silly thing to ask, Liz. Of course, it's like, this feels dangerous.
Pertinent. That is 15 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
How?
Because you are large or smaller, you are medium. You are now entombed in dead flesh. What a nice time.
Entombed, you say? Well,
you are considered restrained. However, you do have total cover against attacks and other effects outside of the dead flesh. That's nice. But at the start of your turns, you may start taking some damage. You can be freed if the things around you are destroyed. Just so you know. But those are the ones attacking you. We then move over to the ones near Jaunty that took cards. I think some of them have got them like lodged in their skulls. Like, they hit hard. Again, a similar effect for you coming your way. Could you make a strength saving throw for me, please?
I can certainly attempt it.
You get a +3 because Alfred is nearby.
Sweet. So with my -1, that gets me to 14.
Oh no, that was not what you needed.
Oh,
you're gonna take some bludgeoning damage. I don't know why I went Swedish then. It felt right. You are gonna take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh no, that's like a fifth of my health.
I'm sorry. And you too are entombed in dead flesh. Oh no. You are restrained, have total cover of attacks against blah.
Joke's on you, I'm always entombed in dead flesh.
That ends
Yikes.
there.
It's been a rough 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, this is like a Tuesday, right? It's just, standard day. We're going to move over to the ones near Sora. Sora, they are near you. Similar situation. Oh, yes. What?
How far are they from me in feet?
They will be running up to you to be within 5 foot of you.
Okay.
But before they do that, they will be flinging themselves at you instead. Can you make a strength saving throw for me, please? You get +3 to whatever you roll because Alfred is nearby.
Strength save. Here it is in 11 + 9, 20.
You succeed. The bits of flesh just kind of slump on the floor next to you. You hold your ground. They have kind of surrounded you a little bit now, though. But that ends their turn. At the very top of the round, what's everyone's passive perception right now?
13?
15.
9.
Cute.
Is 9 big enough?
That's a lovely number, Alfred. What's yours,
Good
Talia?
job.
Memory?
15.
15. Okay, I'll say 15 and higher. So, I'm sorry, Alfred, not you. You can see that the mist has reached the precipice. It's kind of coating the floor all around you. As you move, you're kind of making it billow all around you. This mist is acting unnaturally.
Pretty normal.
Yeah.
For
normal-
here, I mean.
Normal, yeah, kind of. Anyway, Alfred, over to you. At the start of your turn, you are kind of close to a lot of dead things.
Entombed by dead things.
Correct.
Also. So that's
Oh, hands up. Who's entombed? Okay. Can you do two things? Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me first?
I'd like to say I'd love to, but I see how that went last time. That's a natural one.
Oh no.
So the 6.
I mean, this again feels appropriate for Barovia. Like, Barovia is not an easy place. Okay.
Alfie's not ready. he thought he was. He thought he was. He took this whole paladin oath thinking he would be ready. It doesn't seem like it.
Can you take some poison damage for me first? That is 13 points of poison damage, and you are considered poisoned to the start of your next turn.
Ow.
Yeah, that's the thing that happens first, but then something else happens because you're entombed.
Ow.
Because you're entombed, you instantly take some necrotic damage. 12 points of necrotic damage. And now it's your go.
Just for clarifier, so was that all that was a combination of like all of these undead are near me, and the poison and the extra necrotic damage was because I was entombed.
So I'll tell you, yeah, so there was Deathly Stench, which is the first thing you had to make a save against, otherwise you would become poisoned and take some poison damage because you're surrounded by dead things. It's gross. That happens at the start of your turn, and then because of the flesh and tomb, at the start of your turn, if you're within and restrained, you take necrotic damage at the start of your turn.
Is there any chance that any of this has to do with being diseased?
Why do you ask?
Well, because I can't be diseased.
Oh, I see.
It's one of those like classic player Hail Marys.
I thought you meant, do I take this damage because I'm diseased? I'm like, no.
No, yeah, it's like a classic, like, can I bend this into being like, oh, I
would love to say yes, but sadly, no.
Yeah, I have to ask as a paladin in a final battle against Strahd, but I think that's very reasonable. Okay.
So your only choice right now is to attack the things that are surrounding you. You're restrained, so you have disadvantage on that attack, but their AC is pretty low, so it should be fine.
You know what? That's fine. Because heck, attacking is for people who didn't multi-class into sorcerer, and is of less superior, kind of like regency stock as the Abington family, who have magic coursing through their veins, obviously. Alfie is immediately just like. We today we triumph. And he kind of takes a deep breath and once again says another prayer, but this time his you can see just before or just as he starts to say it, like his breath becomes visible as if it is very cold in here, and he speaks it, and then out from him emanates a cone of cold, not the spell cone of cold. He doesn't quite have that much magic, but it is Rhyme's binding ice.
Nice.
And because Alfie says, "Let's see how you foul creatures enjoy being restrained in such a horrid way." So I'd like anyone within 30 feet who could fit into a cone, ideally enemies, to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
That's great. I will do that.
I was about to say I can fit into a cone, but that doesn't sound like a fun cone.
Yeah, you don't want to. You're not like lots of cones. Very happy for Jaunty to take part in. This is one that I think you would probably want to decline the invitation.
There's no ice cream?
Not yet.
There could be shortly. I've got a 16 and a 12.
Okay, so 16 succeeds, other one fails.
Okay,
so
the ones that encompass you, they failed.
That's great news. Okay. So the one who saved takes half damage. The one who did not save, some things happened. Oh my god, I rolled so bad on damage. D&D Beyond is doing me dirty.
Put it in the bin. Put it in the trash.
3d8 and I rolled 2 1s and a 7. So
Oh no.
9 points of damage to the one, and then half on a save. However, the one that failed is encased in ice, and so like icicles start kind of like forming around it and like piercing it and that sort of thing. And so it is hindered by ice formations for 1 minute, or until it or another creature within reach of it uses an action to break away the ice. Speed reduced to 0, etc. It is essentially, I think, literally the same effect, except with ice and not as the aforementioned undead flesh. So speed is 0. It is stuck.
But you are stuck too beneath it.
Yeah, I know, and that was kind of the unfortunate bit of ones to do it. But again, Alfie's really panicking.
Yep. No, it makes complete sense. So you've taken 9 away of its 25 HP, just so we know, just so we stay aware of that. I've written it down too, just so I don't forget, which I may still. Is there anything that you would like to do with a bonus action?
I do not. No, because that is a spell.
Got you.
1 second. No, that is all that I can do on this turn, other than just like, oh, let me out. Oh no. I help. That's the end of my turn.
Amazing. With that little muffled help, we're going to move over to the zombies named Memory. Memory, there are 3 slam attacks coming your way. I'll go for the lowest number first. I have got a 12.
Misses.
I have got a 15.
Meets.
I have got a natural 20.
Also meets.
Okay. I'll do the nat 20 first. 32 points of bludgeoning damage for the natural 20.
Okay, I'm in pain. Can I hellish rebuke it?
Of course you can, yes. Dex save, right?
Yeah.
That would be an 8. They're not very dexterous. I think it comes with the undead thing.
20 points of fire.
Ooh, cheeky. I love it. Right, 20 to you. As the one that dealt the most damage to you hits you instantly, you tell me what you do.
I think just kind of the just literally kind of like when forest fires start out of nowhere.
Okay.
And so it kind of just emerges from my feet and my hands and just kind of blasts across the ground and then just engulfs him.
Amazing. This looks like he possibly was a very well-to-do chap once upon a time, but his little kind of ruff takes the first tinders, but then it kind of immolates him from the inside out as he kind of reduces to ash before your very eyes. Did you say that another one of the attacks met you? 15. Right, okay. The damage for the other one, which was not a natural 20, is 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
He's not doing well.
Nope. That ends their go. Sora, you are big and hulking.
Yes.
It is your turn. What would you like to do?
So fire did not work with the piñatas. So let's try literally like if it was a piñata. So I'll try it with one of the swords to hit them to see if that works better.
Nice.
But I have a thing that is called elemental cleaver, change damage type. I think I can infuse the weapon with a type. But I need to know. I mean, they are literally 5 feet reach of me, or more like
you're right next to them. Yep.
Okay, I can do the great sword then for that. So I'm gonna infuse it this time with acid, and I'm gonna hit them with the sword like a piñata.
Amazing. Okay, roll to piñat.
17. Does that hit?
17 hits. Yes.
Okay. So I'll roll the damage, and I think because I'm raging on top of the roll, I think I add a +3.
Correct. Yep. To the damage.
So 14.
Amazing. So that was your first attack. Can you do your extra attack? Can you do your second attack, please?
Second attack. Okay. Still the same sword. So the second one with 28.
certainly hits. Yes, please roll your damage.
And damage would be 14 plus 3, 17.
Amazing. Can you roll a D100? Let's see if any candy pops out. You've, with those two pretty heavy hits, you've demolished about half of the horde that is approaching you. However, you do see more approaching from the mist. More are coming.
89.
That was so close. Oh my god, that was so close. You know what? Can you roll a persuasion check, please? This is against my DC, which is pretty low.
Persuasion check.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Oh my god, where is the dexterity?
Quite far down the list.
Here it is. Persuasion -1. What type of roll should I do?
A D20 -1.
D20 -1. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Oof, 3.
My DC is low, but it's not that low. If you get a 10 on that persuasion check, I'm persuaded. Anyway, sadly, no candy comes out. Is there anything else on your turn you would like to do?
I have a bonus action that I could throw a small to medium creature some distance.
Cute.
But it can be foe or enemy. So I don't know if Alfred or Memory, if either of you want to be thrown away from where you are, I could do that and make sure you don't fall where you hit yourself. If not, I'm good.
Can you throw me?
You won't be able to reach Alfred. Alfred is entombed in flesh and in a popsicle of flesh.
Yep.
So can I reach Alfred and try to throw him away 30 feet away from
You wouldn't be able to get through all of the dome that is around him.
Oh, sorry. I tried. Sorry. Then that's it.
Amazing. Strahd, in which case, can use an action to dig deeper, but he's currently in front of a rather, I'm going to say quite bloody looking memory, but let's see.
I'm not doing well.
I think he's going to try and bite you. When in Rome. When in Barovia. Okay. That's a 26.
Yeah.
No, he can't do that. You have to be charmed or grappled, which you're not. Instead, he's confident right now. You can see that on his face. He's confident. He's, again, I said he didn't find any joy in it, and he still finds no joy in this. It's just like a day in the park for him. But he's serious about what he's doing. In his hand, he just twists, and you see, it lights up your face as this shadowy necrotic fire that appears in his hand. He looks at you, but then flicks his wrist towards Jaunty. Jaunty, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
That I can do. I'm entombed in flesh.
Oh, in which case, excuse me. In which case, yeah, he wouldn't do that. He would do it to Sora instead. Sora, there is fire coming your way. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
I have resistance to fire.
Ooh, amazing. That means you would take half the damage. So roll your dexterity saving throw and add 3 because Jaunty, although entombed in ice, is nearby.
Okay, so dexterity save. 18 plus 3, 21.
Yes. You succeed on the save, which means you would take half the damage anyway. You're also resistant, which means you take an extra half off that. So I'll roll some dice, do some maths, and I'll let you know how much damage you're going to take, okay?
Okay.
So the fire damage will do first because that is the one that we take all of this off. It would be 20. We half that to 10, and then we half that to 5. You take 5 points of fire damage, plus some necrotic damage. You take half the necrotic damage, but we don't half that again. You are going to take 17 points of necrotic. No, half of that. You're going to take, maths, 8 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
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 Then as a bonus action, it's going to turn into some mist because he can. Instead of going upwards, though, he kind of dissipates into the ground below where you see this mist is rising up towards you. It looks pretty cool. I'm not going to lie to you. It's pretty cool. That ends his go. Memory, it's your turn.
So are you saying he's in the ground?
He's everywhere. He's like God, but mist.
Bonus action, I would like to defile the ground around me and make it hostile to anyone who is not my friend.
Oh, I love it. I love it. What do they have to do?
So, give me a second, I have to repeat it again. I'm not sure they can do anything.
Level 10 characters. Pretty cool.
Come back here, you piece of description. Where did you go?
I thought you were talking to Strahd, and I was like, oh, this is heckling at best. Description, you.
Fantastic. So, with Defile Ground, you can't really do anything about it. It's just happening.
Okay.
It is difficult terrain for any creatures that are hostile to me. And then when a creature in the area takes damage from an attack or a spell for the first time of return, it takes an extra 1d4 necrotic damage.
Wow.
It doesn't work, I think, if he is a flying bat completely in the air, but anything in the ground around me, or Strahd, if he is also in the ground as God, as everywhere, as which
God
we have
missed.
established he is in the ground.
No, great. No, I love this. Can you remind me if that needs to kick in on stuff?
I will.
'Cause I will 100% forget. But it looks really cool, and I love it.
And with my action, I'm going to turn into a giant blighted ape.
You know what? This would be the time. Can you tell us, like, what that transition looks like? So, like, from your normal shape, how does that happen?
I think the bark cracks as the muscles get bigger. Like,
Nice.
kind of like it's been hit by lightning from the inside, like those trees that self-immolate sometimes. It's just getting bigger. And then you see as the change forms, it's turning into trying to turn into like the furry normal form of an ape, as a druid would, but it's not working. It's still got like pieces of branch and bone kind of sticking out of it at odd angles. Ugh, I just want it for the 20 hit points.
No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I think like as
Great.
I think like as like the big like as you stand as this ape, like bits of bark just constantly fall off. Like it you don't look like you're all put together. It looks like bits of like moss are just kind of dragging off. Amazing. So you're now this beautiful, marvelous creature. Amazing. Does that end your go?
Action and bonus action and action. So yes.
Super. Jaunty, over to you. You're currently entombed in ice, and currently entombed in flesh.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
First of all, how does it smell in here?
Great question. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Yes, I can.
If any DM needs someone to remind them about things, just get Evie along, because, oh my god, hero, thank you.
I got 1.
A natural 1. Both of you got natural ones.
Yeah.
Plus 3, so if that helps, up to
I'm
a
going to
4.
say there are some little, just in a little corner of the dome, there's a little pile of sick in both of your domes at this moment in time. Jaunty, you're going to need to take some poison.
Great. I have resistance to poison.
Amazing. So you'll take half. Do you have resistance or immunity to the poisoned condition?
I think it's advantage against being poisoned.
Can you roll again then? Let's see if you get higher than a natural 1.
I did. I got a 19.
Ooh.
Your pile of sick disappears. You are fine. You are not poisoned. You are all kinds of good. However, you're entombed. Can you take some entombed damage?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, can you make a strength? No, I'm reading the wrong thing. Can you take some necrotic damage? 18 points of necrotic damage straight away.
I am not looking good.
Okay.
After that, on a random numerical scale.
Now it's your turn. What would you like to do? You can attack the dome that's surrounding you, if you wish.
Do they
Or you can
count
stay
as
there.
creatures?
Yep.
They do.
Mhm.
So, okay, so if I were to cast something that meant on the end of its turn, if something hits me with an attack, would they take damage from that? Or are they acting kind of on my turn?
They act on your turn. Yeah, they act on your turn. It's not like they wouldn't be able to attack you out of your turn.
Right.
Okay.
But technically, if they were still on me by the next turn, they would take damage then.
Yes.
Okay.
But so
in
would
that
you.
case, I'm playing the long game. I'm just going to say, I'm good. I might need healing, but I'm fine. Very muffled. And I'm going to cast Shadow of Moil on myself.
Moil.
And it's basically out of my mouth just comes some shadow stuff. It kind of encases my body within the encasement. It makes me, if I was in normal light, it would obscure me slightly. But on the start of the flesh's next turn, they will take 2d8 necrotic damage.
Brilliant. Can you remind me of that when the time comes? That looks really cool, but no one else can see it. Nope. We can see it. The camera and the audience can see it. No one else can. But thank you, Jaunty. Will you go? If there's anything else you'd like to do?
I'd like to wobble precariously and do another, I got this, guys. Not very convincing.
Amazing. We're going to move on over to the zombies near Alfred. Except they can't get at Alfred. They're going to be going for probably Sora. Sora, there are 3 attacks coming your way.
Okay.
Okay. I have got a 19. Does that beat
Is
your armor
my
class?
armor class that I have to check, or
It is your armor class, yes.
armor class is 14.
14, okay. They have got a 13, which does not beat your armor class, and a lower than that, a 10. So one of those attacks meets you. Bludgeoning damage will be reduced by half because you're raging. It would be 20, reduced by half to 10. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage from all of those 3 attacks. They kind of slam into you. It feels gross. It smells disgusting, but there we go. That ends their turn. We're then going to move on over to the zombies near Jaunty. I'm going to say, for the purpose of this, tell us what damage they take, Evie.
Oh, yes. So it's 2d8.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's warm.
It's warm. In Barovia, I wish it was this warm. Everyone would be so much happier.
That is 11 necrotic damage.
11. Okay. They have no immunity to necrotic. Who knew?
Sweet.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So the ones near you are going to go towards Memory. I think because Memory would be the closest. As they do, you see some of them like kind of get rotted as they come towards you. They can't all come. So
oh no, it's only if they hit me with an attack that they would take the damage.
Oh, I see. For the purpose of this, we're just going to roll with it. It's fine.
It leaks up through the cracks.
Yeah, it's Ekin. We've got Ekin stuff. It's gross. They kind of ripple towards you. Memory, there are going to be 2 melee attacks against you.
Okay.
I have got a 12. I've got a 14.
Neither.
Okay. I kind of duck to the side of each one. And then lastly, Sora. Again, some more zombies coming your way. This is the last pack of them. 3 attacks again. I have got a 12.
That doesn't hit.
Doesn't. I've got a 23.
That one does hit.
And I've got a 15.
The 15 hits as well.
Okay. So this will be bludgeoning damage. You will take
half.
I'll
do it. I'll roll all of it together, add it up, and then.
Just to remind that anything that has to get in past me is on difficult terrain, so it's on half movement and taking 3 points of necrotic damage.
Amazing. I will add that on. So you would take 32 points of bludgeoning damage. We will reduce that by half to 60.
Okay.
As all the undead kind of pummel you, taking 3 points in the process. I'll do that for the other ones as well because they did move past. Great. Okay. Top of the round, in which case at the top of the round, this mist which has risen up has pretty much engulfed you at this point, yet you still fight on. And at this point, the camera will cut away from you. It's going to cut to a spiral staircase, enshrouded in a deep red light. It pulses as we, the audience, hear a sort of underwater beating like a heart. And the spiral staircase winds its way up a colossal tower interior, and with each step that we see, it goes up and up and up, about 300 foot. Very, very high. The camera sweeps upwards past these steps, and the red light becomes stronger and brighter. There's a pause, and coming into focus at the very, very top, we see a huge, colossal heart. It's made of crystal, and each of the seams of its faceted structure seem to seep a viscous red liquid. And impossibly, this structure beats and beats and beats. Our adventurers have got zero visibility right now. Their limbs are exhausted. This mist has risen up all around them. They struggle to keep their eyes open, but yet all that they can hear is this thudding of a heart they cannot see, a heart they have never seen, only heard. Their vision cuts to nothingness. Only darkness surrounds them, and the world seems to stop, yet this heart still beats on. More memories have now been added to this dark heart, this heart of sorrow, the core of Barovia's misery. The camera's going to cut back to where our characters were, but we see nothing but mist. To my players, I'm going to ask you to bring up your other character sheets. So, we're going to pick up when you regain consciousness. You have awoken on the old Svalich Road, just a few miles out from the town of Vallaki. Some people call it Valakai, I call it Vallaki. I'm sorry, it's just how I call it. But you knew the moment you woke up that something was wrong, something was different. And as you regrouped, you've realized that you've forgotten your skills. The abilities and connection to some deities, for example, are still there, but they're strained. The connections are present, but unattainable to you. Your power feels severely diminished, and you have fled to the security of Valaki's strong walls. And I'm going to say a couple of weeks have passed with you in this state. You are making the best of a terrible situation. I know this is a first world problem, but you've had to get jobs in Vallaki, okay? You've had to find a way to pay to stay here. You all meet every day at the same place, at the Blue Water Inn, mostly to drown your sorrows, to then go to bed and live the next day again. Right now, I'm going to pick up with you in your respective lines of work. Okay? Sora, we're going to go for you first. You have been hired as a bodyguard. Very exciting. You are bodyguard to a noble woman called Lady Voctor. You're still capable with the sword. You've not forgotten how to swing it, but you probably can't swing it as fast. Your rage is, I think, still present, but mainly manifests as anger. The power you once experienced is gone. You are at Lady Voctor's mansion, which is a rather dilapidated, squat building in the north of town. It's kind of close to the Blue Water Inn. You're standing in the grand foyer as Lady Voctor's kind of fussing around with a flower arrangement, which looks sad no matter what she does to it. She's complaining about the dust, and that's like a usual circumstance, a usual occurrence. You stand there pretending to listen to what Lady Voctor is wittering on about. And as you're stood there, can you tell us maybe how you look now, or how you feel now? What's going on with Sora? How is she feeling?
I just feel small, and I haven't had candy. And worst fairies ever. But yeah, I'm just super confused right now.
Mm-hmm. What is your perception?
Perception.
Your passive perception, excuse me.
Passive 13.
13. All right. You're stood by the door of this grand foyer. Okay. And you know when you go into not a really fancy hotel, but maybe a medium hotel, 3 stars, sometimes they have like a little tray by the door with round mints and little sweets. That is the closest to candy you're going to get in this place. You're welcome to take one if you wish.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You take one of the complimentary mints on the way in. You kind of zone out at this point, I think. And one of the servants opens up the door to the library, letting the family cats free from their from where they live. Just a heads up, Lady Voctor owns 8 cats.
Cats, kitties.
They all begin scurrying around everywhere, scratching on the balustrade, scratching on the curtains. Lady Voctor doesn't pay them any mind. She's fussing with whatever she is doing. All of these cats are black, bar one. One of them is Ginger. Now this Ginger likes you very much. It always has. The moment you got this job, this Ginger cat loves you. It comes kind of trotting up with you, kind of, but as it's making its little mew noises, you notice it has something in its mouth. Do you want to make an animal handling check with advantage? Just to see how you you're still quite big even though you feel small, so maybe you might spook it if you duck down.
Oh, it's not very good. So 3.
It kind of jumps like on all 4 legs like they do. I'm going to say it drops what's in its mouth and scurries up the stairs, but then kind of peeks around looking at you.
Ooh. Can I pick what he dropped to see what it is?
Yeah, of course you can. You pick it up and it's a key. It's made of tarnished metal. It's quite small. It's not big, but it has a really heavy keyring, and it's like a leather coin purse that's been tied to this very, very tiny key.
Oh. Cat has a very big mouth, if you could fit all of it.
I think it's carrying it just from the little key. Very strong neck.
Oh, poor kitty. So I'm confused with the key and the bag. So am I allowed to just keep it, or do I go honest and give it to the lady?
What would Sora do? She's not noticed you. She talks at you all the time, but she doesn't notice you, you know?
I feel like Sora's too honest. I mean, bless her, she's not the brightest. She would just go to the lady and ask if that's hers.
You approach Lady Voctor, who, she's continuing the conversation she has been having with you for an hour now. Well, if the Burgomaster thinks that the festival's going ahead without a hitch, well, he has another thing coming, doesn't he? And as she says, doesn't he, she turns around. What's that ghastly thing in your hands, Sora?
Gift from Kitty.
Take it away from I don't want it. It's not
Keep
mine.
okay?
You have it. Yeah, yours. Yeah, not mine. No.
Oh, good. I'll keep it.
Good.
Thanks, lady.
If you go, Lady Voctor, please. If you go around picking things up off the street, darling, you don't give them to me, you understand? Normally, people just put them in the bin.
Oh, but it was Kitty who brought.
I'm sorry?
It was your Kitty. It's a gift from Kitty.
Right you are, darling. Very good. She then turns around and continues her little monologue, which she's having. She's talking about her husband who's in no condition to tell her what to do. How perceptive is Astrid? Is Sora? Just generally, how nosy is she? Does she tend to get involved in the goings on of people?
Yes, she's very curious.
Okay. So, you know that her husband's dead. And she's talking about her husband like he is alive. In fact, you've heard rumors from the servants that she keeps her husband fully dressed in the house and casts gentle repose on him every day. It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But there we go. She just continues like everything is normal. And you're stood there with the key. The little ginger cat has pit-patted down the stairs and has come to kind of nestle around your foot. And with that, we're going to cut across to Alfred. Alfred, you have taken solace from the misery in the coffin maker's shop. The coffin maker, Henrik van der Voort, is an older man of few words. His unkempt grey hair is usually full of sawdust, and his craftsmanship is average and his artistry is non-existent. While you are working, he occasionally glares at you from beneath these massive eyebrows. How are you doing? How has this removal of everything affected you?
Bad.
Oh.
Is the short answer. It's if this is a familiar feeling to anyone else, stop me if you've heard it before, but fighting Strahd, kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
That was kind of what everything was building towards, and Alfie had really kind of tried to gear his whole self into that act of like, everything I'm doing is building to this one goal. And at the end of the day was still pretty ineffective, or at least it felt like it from that little bit. Didn't go well. Some would say it went not the worst it could have gone, but pretty bad. And so now he's just been for like weeks now, kind of in that post hyper stressful event, recovery period, where there's still anxiety, there's still stress, but also he's just burnt out and is no idea what to do. He is looking even more tired somehow, albeit less strong, less, kind of capable, all of that. And he's just trying to, like, he's gone from kind of like outgoing talkative to just following a lot of orders and trying to find meaning in what he's doing now until someone tells him what else to do.
Yep. Yeah, I feel that. More importantly, I guess, what is your craftsmanship like? Like, how are these coffins looking that you are helping out with?
It's not good. It's not good. He thinks that maybe on a good day he could be kind of like a customer facing person, like, if he's not too tired. But I'd imagine he's usually too tired, but also that's just not how things work in this shop. It's like, no, it's his shop. He's been doing all of this for decades, and it's been his family's business. Why would we have this dude talk to customers? No thanks. So it's bad. It's really bad. He has managed to start kind of being able to assemble a box. And that's pretty much it. That's about it. And it's not a nice box. It is like, that's the discount box that they buy when they're like, whatever. We just need a container.
Yes. Amazing. There were a couple of nails stuck out, like you banged all the way through, and yeah,
big time.
Okay. So as you are trying your best, you've been here from the morning, right? And you've noticed that Henrik is behaving out of character today. So for one thing, when you arrived, Henrik was just returning, and this was like 7 a.m., I guess. He was just returning from somewhere, and he had a bundle in his arms. He also had a crowbar. He normally works on like countless coffins that he starts and never finishes. His face right now bears the mark of a man who has not slept in days. And I guess you noticed that you've been working on your coffin for a while, right? All the coffins that Henrik has not finished are now finished. He has rearranged them so they are upright, leaning against the walls. And he kind of adjusts one of them. The bundle that he brought in is kind of just on the ground next to one of them.
Alfred, this is like very Monday morning vibes. Is like it was a weird weekend, and then Alfred came back, and there was nothing. Like he wasn't, Henrik wasn't anywhere, and so he just like got to work, and Alfie starts kind of putting these details together. He's not the most insightful, and just yes, Henrik, my good man, how are you this morning? It seems as though you had a busy weekend.
Have you finished the coffin?
This the one from Thursday?
The one that you're working on now, is it done?
No. Well, I mean, I know you have very high standards, and so I will say no.
There's like a really awkward silence while he just looks at you, like the eyebrows have just lifted so he can actually look at you with his actual eyeballs. He kind of grunts and says, "Too much this, not enough this."
Yes, sir.
He goes to pick up the bundle that he put on the ground. The crowbar's still leant against the wall. What's your passive perception?
Very bad. 9, as you'll recall.
It doesn't take a lot because one of the things clatters to the ground anyway. I just wanted to see if you could catch a bit more. A human tibia clatters to the ground. He realizes that you have seen this, hastily kind of picks it up, flaps over the kind of, it's like a linen muslin wrap that he puts over it. He paces across to one of the smaller coffins and just hastily puts this bundle in it. He notes you watching still, raises one eyebrow and says, "You keep your eyes to yourself and your mouth shut, boy, or there will be no pay for you."
Eyes shut from what, sir? I am busy at work. Too busy to notice anything.
He kind of locks eyes with you, backs up to like his quarters where his stairs go up to his quarters, turns around very quickly, opens the door, shuts it behind you, and you hear the latch crossing. You are left in the workshop.
Alfie sits there and just he kind of like looks up at the door, gives a good, like 20 count, just counts to 20, and then just says, "Sod this." And he gets up and looks and goes and sees what is in the
Oh my god, okay.
in the thing. He's
amazing.
out like this is the break. This is his rock bottom. You know, it's like he'd been going along, he'd been trying to just like zone through life, and he's like, I was a level 10 adventurer. I take action. I will regain some semblance of agency in my life in this moment by
self-affirmation
at one thing. I will look at this box instead of the box I'm working on. So there.
Procrastination at best. Amazing, yes. So you kind of crack it open. They're not nailed shut. It's very easy to do. Yes, there is like linen wrapped around a large bundle of bones. There is something kind of that a piece of twine kind of is wrapped around the entire bundle, and on the piece of twine is something that's been missing ever since you, well, can remember. There is your family signet ring, and it is on a bit of twine wrapped around a random bundle of bones. The linen itself bears a symbol. You have eyes in your head, you know what it is. It's a symbol of the Morning Lord, who is the prime deity of the church here in Vallaki, St. Andrew's Church. Now, I think your paladin powers have diminished somewhat.
Yeah, he is 0% paladin right now. Like, and even before, like, he's not trained in religion. He was a Barovian convert, so to speak. And so, like, everything he knows about being a paladin and religion or whatever was very, like, practical, and, like, it was field paladining as opposed to, like, any sort of, like, he's not trained in religion. He knows the prayers and a few kind of things he needs to do. But yeah, is nothing, is just very plain at the moment.
Even so, I will say that without, like, even divine sense, you would still, you'd get the impression that these hold some kind of holy or at least sacred power that this land hasn't seen in a long time. That is the vibe that you get.
So what has my impression of Henrik been overall? Just and specifically, I mean, that to a degree, but of like, Barovia strikes me as like, no one's happy here. What is he unhappy about, I guess, about being in Barovia? Is he like, is he in league with the blackguard Strahd? I guess not, you know, 1-to-1, but like, what's his opinions on that? Like, is he someone that I would be then suspicious of more than anyone else who is just kind of looking out for their own interests?
I would say that he is really difficult to read because of the eyebrows. I think that really helps him. I will ask you to roll an insight check. Now, you've been here for a long time. I will say you can roll that with advantage because you've been sat around with this fella for quite a while.
No, you know what? I'm not using D&D Beyond. It's betrayed me too many times.
No.
I went to click it. Nope.
Nope. Okay.
19 on the die. So 18.
Sweet. Okay. In Barovia, you know it's hard to tell who's in league with Strahd and who isn't. The sneaky ones tend to be in league with him. And Henrik was sure being sneaky just then.
Okay. So Alfie is immediately like, none of this. Like, again, he knows he's not very powerful at the moment, but is also just desperate for any forward movement at all.
Yep.
Who is the closest member of the party to the shop? At least, like, would he, you know, like, would he have a sense of, like, again, who else is working a day job at the moment, or whatever, that he might be able to kind of flag down, because he learned many lessons in Barovia, and the first one is, again, don't split the party too much if you're going to do any sort of action, especially when you're at level 1.
Yeah. So yeah, the coffin maker's house is near the town square. You know that Jaunty hangs out there.
So Alfie is going to walk kind of over just to like a window or something. He's going to pause. He's going to walk backwards, and then he's going to hit the box that he was working on with a hammer, just and make coffin making noises for a few seconds.
Could you roll a performance check for me, just to see how coffin making it sounds?
Yes, I can certainly try. I have charisma. It's fine. But 14 on the die, so 17 total. So it is extremely plausible.
Yeah.
And so he does that for long enough to be like, now obviously I'm turning over the coffin and doing sanding, something less noisy for sure. Yep. And is going to like look out the window, just to see if he can immediately see Jaunty somewhere, or if not, then we'll react accordingly. But like, he's jumping in action.
You can certainly see Jaunty. We will come to Jaunty in just a second, but near the stocks in the center of the market town square, there is the usual silhouette of Jaunty. I'm going to say sitting on the steps, looking like they are playing some kind of instrument or singing. I don't know, we'll come to it. But I think with that, Alfred, we will cut away from you. And we are going to make our way on over to Memory. Memory. Your connection to your patron is severed, and you barely hear your spirits anymore. You know they're still there, but it's hard. Your physicality has stayed exactly the same. For your job, you have been helping to tend the grounds at the local church of St. Andrew. They need a lot of tending. Like they're pretty bad. How is Memory doing? What's the situation?
Not well.
Great. Yeah.
Not well.
Yeah.
Not well. I mean, to all the people around her, she is a beacon of cheerfulness and generosity. Anyone who's coming into the church in hour of whatever emotional thing that they are going through, she is there, a rake in hand, a cup of tea, just there to be trying to be as friendly as possible. She knows that there is a certain amount of laxity in this world of strange beings, but she knows that she is right on the edge of personal abomination.
What a way to be. What a place.
Yeah. She's not doing well. She knows she's only got a certain amount of time left, and she was so close.
100%.
She can't, everything's gone. Everything's bad.
Well, with that cheery thought in your mind, I'm going to say, just to make it that little bit better, you're trying to coax some life into the flower beds near you, because that's all you can damn well do at this moment in time. What's your passive perception?
14.
Okay. It takes you a little minute to notice. I think you're quite tunnel vision on what you're doing, because that's the only thing you can look at right now. But you start to notice that blossom is falling behind you. You turn and you notice a cherry tree in full bloom behind you, a cherry tree that was not there before.
I didn't get to you yet. I didn't get to you at all. On you. Go investigate it.
Amazing. You kind of slowly pace towards this tree. And its limbs are stretched as far as they can go, as all the blossom is radiant in this place of misery. Yet as your eyes linger on it, you see a rot begin at its core. It swiftly begins to take as it stretches up this beautiful trunk and chokes out these beautiful petals one by one. Bits of bark fall to the ground, crumbling to dust. But where they came away, you see the fresh wood below. You said you're going to go investigate the tree. You don't have to roll for this. There are words here written in front of you hastily in Druidic. I'm going to send you what it says. Could you read it out for us?
Okay. If you can end the lives of 3, you will regain memory. That's me. Okay. If you can end the lives of 3, you will regain memory. Maiden, mother, and the crone once fed to you pastry of flesh and bone. Well, I think I'm a vegetarian.
Yep.
Okay. Seek them in their churning mill, but be wary, they know you still. Be prepared and keep your wits to lift the blight on your spirits. Maiden, mother, and crone at a churning mill, and they know us. Me. Okie dokie.
As the okie dokie echoes around the graveyard, you hear Ray's voices coming from inside the church. And through the broken stained glass window to your left, you can see old Father Lucian in clear distress. He's berating the serving boy, an 18-year-old whose name is Milivoj. Milivoj seems to be looking around desperately, looking around on the ground, throwing hymn books left, right, moving pews. You can't help but hear, you know, when you're trying to avoid people or trying to not listen in on conversations, but you can't help but hear Father Lucian say, "Look, someone has prized open the crypt and taken them. They are gone, Milivoj. They are gone. What are we going to do? Who is going to protect us now, Milivoj?" He kind of grabs him by the shoulders of his shirt, brings him in, not for a kiss, brings him in and says, "No one can know that the bones have gone missing." And with that, we're going to move on over to Jaunty. Maybe through the eyes of Alfred, who's looking out of the coffin shop window. We see
Just
Jaunty
pointing at this bag of bones. There's these bones? I don't know. Do you know bones? Go ahead.
In this moment, Jaunty, you haven't seen this, but we will cut to that in a sec. I'm going to say you've been playing some tunes in the town square, hoping to get some coins. What's your instrument of choice if you have one? And what's your style of music?
So I think if I'm busking,
yeah,
I kind of want to have something with lyrics. So that I can get people to sing along, you know, whip out Mr. Brightside and hope some people to start bopping in the street. So I guess I'm going to go with a lyre.
Oh, nice. Beautiful. Great. Can we have a performance check to see how it's gone today?
Yes. Okay, that's a dirty 20.
Amazing. Can you roll 2d10 for me?
I can indeed. That was a d8, so I'll roll a different one. Okay, so that's 10.
Oh, brilliant. You have earned 10 gold pieces today, which is quite good. Like, normally you're getting coppers, so gold is unheard of. In a similar way, your connection to your patron is severed. I'm going to use the word dormant. That's what it feels like. You know she's watching. She's always overbearing, very, very judgy. How are you coping with this diminishing of everything? How's it affected you?
My main question is, am I still dead?
You haven't changed your physicality.
God,
I mean,
damn
I don't
it.
know what would Jaunty test this?
Well, it'd be quite obvious. Like, are my scars still there? Do my eyes? Am I tired all the time? Am I always in pain?
Yes. You've hit 30. Well done.
Life is suffering. It's probably very depressed. I'm whipping out MCR a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still just like, everything is awful. Please listen to my music. It might balm your soul, but it will never restore mine.
So you are match plus one-ing these people. By match plus one, I mean you're matching their emotion plus one. So they're really into it, which is why you're doing so well.
Perfect. I fit right in.
Yes. And this is kind of where you spend most of your days at the minute, because they seem to forget that they've paid you and then they pay you again because they're miserable too. And there's always some kind of festival on, so people always have to be in this market square. The burgomaster of this town, the guy who rules the place, he insists on putting these festivals on. The most recent effort is tomorrow morning at dawn. There are posters everywhere which read, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the festival of the blazing sun. Attendance and children required, rain or shine, all will be well, the Baron." They're everywhere. And there's brightish bunting kind of quite sadly lining the streets. It's not looking great. A paper mache depiction of the sun being strung over the stocks. There are people in the stocks. They kind of have given you kind of backing vocals. It's been quite good.
Nice.
You've enjoyed it. You've learned, though, you don't approach them because the guards will come for you. So you can't. That's why you're sitting on the steps. You're not going near them. As you are playing a rather somber number, a very little lady shuffles up to you. Can you roll a memory check? Now, a memory check is a bit different. It's history plus your class modifier, so your charisma modifier.
Okay.
Add that onto a history check.
Okay, so I got 12, and then my charisma is +4, so 16.
You remember her. You've met her before. Her name is Mary. Mad Mary, to be precise, but she doesn't live in Vallaki. She lives in a town to the east of here, also called Barovia. Don't ask. She's kind of covered in this decaying shawl. Her eyes are glassy, weeping. She sniffles and she says, "My Gertruda?" And she continues to kind of shuffle your way.
I start instrumentally, like kind of lean closer. What? Sorry?
As she gets closer to you, you see she's clutching a very kind of ratty-looking doll. It has straw hair and a dress with a smudge of dirt on it. It has a kind of creepy stitched smile. What's your passive insight?
13.
You can't remember why you recall this woman. Maybe you've heard rumors or something, but she sure as heck seems to remember you in her own way. She's drawn to you.
Have we met before?
She smiles and approaches, her eyes kind of intent, and her face is kind of an epiphany. My Gertruda, you have to find my Gertruda. And she presses into your hands this raggedy little doll.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to be a little bit more... My Gertruda?
Gertruda, my daughter.
Oh, your daughter is missing.
As you say that, her eyes kind of blank. And she kind of nods at you and begins to shuffle off.
Everyone's got their stuff, lady. You're not the only one with missing children in this town, I'm sure.
You're left with this doll in your hands.
Another creepy doll to add to the collection. This happens more frequently than you would think.
Roll a d12. Let's see how many creepy dolls you've got.
Yep.
9. You've got 9. You've now got 10.
I've got 10. Yeah,
this one hits different.
I like the idea that Jaunty is the one who's just been like stuck with these creepy dolls, where it's not even necessarily that like they're going out of their way to get them. It just is for some reason the universe keeps handing Jaunty creepy dolls.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure if I get rid of them, I'll be cursed. Even more.
This creepy doll hits a bit different to your other creepy dolls. It's got a little fabric label. Most of the dolls that you have got Blinsky's label on. Now, Blinsky is a local toy maker, and his little motto is no fun, is no Blinsky. But this one doesn't have that on. This has got, again, fabric, but someone's written on it with a quill. So it's kind of bled out a little bit, but you can make the words out. When I say someone's written on it, it's your handwriting.
Oh.
There's your own handwriting and a drawing. You have written the word within. And underneath you have drawn to the best of your ability a little anatomical heart.
Wow, that is creepier than usual.
You can see as you've got this little doll in your hand. It's got its little stitch smile, but near the label, the stitching is a little bit loose.
I pull at the thread.
As you pull, and it does that really satisfying thing where it just like unlinks from each loop. I find it satisfying. I'm a freak. It's fine. The stitching comes by one, and it starts to unravel. And you feel in your hands before you hear. As it fully unravels, this doll has a heartbeat. The heartbeat stops when you see a tiny red scroll tube. And on the top, where the lid is, there's one of your jester bells just stuck on top. And it jingles as you hold the scroll tube in your hand.
God, I hate this place.
Do you open the scroll?
I open the scroll tube.
The scroll within, in your handwriting again, reads... It's a list. 1. Return what was stolen and remember. 2. Be careful. Goes without saying, but yeah. 3. There's been more than you think. And I think that's where we're going to take our break. See you soon. And we are back. Okay, a lot happened. A lot happened in the first half. We were level 10, then we were not. We were with Strahd, and then we were not. Yes, we had a brutal cut, but I think it went well. We've introduced our characters twice, but in a different way. Currently, they are all in their places of work. They've all had a weird day. It's been one of the first really weird days that you've had. Funny that. Yeah, with that information in your minds, I'm going to say you usually kind of tend to meet up at the Blue Water Inn anyway. That's about 10 minutes away. But is there anything that you would like to do individually before that point?
Can I bring the cats with me?
Ooh, do you want amazing. Do you want to do it obviously, or do you want to do it sleight of handy?
No, obviously.
Okay.
Imagine this one is a cat as well. I didn't have any ginger plushie, so there was a cat.
Amazing. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? That ginger cat loves you. It's going to follow you anyway. D&D and pets. This is how we roll. Do you want to name the cat? Do you want to give the cat a name?
Yes. One for the ginger cat. Call him Mustard.
Mustard. Mustard the ginger cat.
And at least one of the black ones with a name. So let's call the black one... How do you pronounce the Worcestershire sauce?
Worcester sauce.
Worcester. Okay.
So
Worcester.
Worcester. Mustard and Worcester.
Worcestershire.
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 Yeah. England is weird. Welcome. Yes, amazing. You are followed by Mustard and Worcester. They don't normally tend to go outside. Well, I think Mustard does on the sly, but this is a first outing for Worcester. How are you guiding them?
Can I just have like cantrips, like little nibblings that I just keep tossing to them to follow me?
Sure thing. Yeah. It's fairly easy. I'm gonna say, because cats are the way they are, I'm gonna say Mustard gets bored of walking and just kind of scrambles up to you to just kind of start sleeping in the crook of your neck. Worcester is an individual spirit and may wander off later, but for now is following you. Where are you going, Sora?
To meet with the others.
To meet at the Blue Water Inn. Amazing. Yeah, it's a simple enough journey. On your way, I think you would possibly pass the market square, where you would see an old lady kind of shuffling her way to the east. But you would also see Jaunty holding a lump of sawdust in hand, a bit of material, and a very small bit of parchment, I guess.
I still recognize Jaunty and the guys, right?
You 100% know each other.
I'm dressed probably the same. Very grubby. Same get up. At this moment, I'm probably looking over to Alfred, who's just pointing at a bag to me. What you want me to come over?
Yeah, hug the cat. Feel better.
I'm holding so many things, and I'm still allergic to cats.
But you're always so sad. Kitty makes things better.
I'm having a rash where she's licking me.
Oh.
Alfred,
I think you're muted.
I was muted, but that was on purpose.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to be both quiet and yell at the same time, and it's not translating particularly well.
Yeah.
Look, Alfred wants something. Let's take Kitty, okay, and go see what Alfred wants, okay?
Okay.
Jaunty, can you make a Constitution saving throw, please? Let's see how itchy this rash is.
Okay. That's a 15.
How itchy do you want people to think it is?
I want to communicate how bad it is, but I don't want to play it up.
Okay.
I'm not hiding it.
I mean, you're not going to die. Good. Bonus.
Again.
Is it mildly irritating and you wish you had like a dock leaf for a nettle? It's that kind of, yeah.
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 I can deal.
Mhm.
I do start petting the cat as if it's not that bad. Like, at least the cat is soft.
Mustard is quite tame and is happy for this to happen. Alfred, they are not paying attention to you. They are paying attention to a cat. Sorry. What's the plan?
So Alfred seeing that, I'll say seeing that immediate support is not coming. And that maybe, but at least, allies are within vision. I think he's gonna like look around one more time, do another hopefully convincing kind of whack on a box with a hammer, just like, just one whack, just boom. Yep. There's another nail. Got it. And I think the question is, does he want to leave with this thing more, or does he want to look in all the other suddenly finished coffins more? And that's the real question.
What would Alfred do? I mean, Alfred could do both. I'm just throwing that one out there for a little minute. Henrik you can hear Henrik. The creaky floorboards tell it all. Henrik's upstairs.
I'm going to say that for now, Alfie is still, I think it's important to remember, still a very kind of depressed individual at the moment. And all this flurry of decisiveness is really now immediately like, well, this didn't go the way I wanted it to. It's taking forever. They're not here. I'm solo. Something's happening upstairs. I still haven't finished that coffin I was supposed to finish last week, and that's somehow making me feel guilty. And so I can't. All right, it's fine. And he will straight up just climb out the window and be kind of just carrying this bag, but in a very trying to hide it, or trying to be very non-suspicious about it while being extremely suspicious about it.
First off, can you make an athletics check for climbing out of the window?
I can.
Because we need to see what she looks like.
Absolutely not going to be rolling on D&D Beyond. Natural 20.
You tell us what Alfred looks like jumping out that window.
25 total. So Alfred literally just looks around, and then he disappears into the darkness of the window for a moment, and then you just see him perfect somersault diver through the window. And just does a tumble and then stands bolt upright and then just looks and then scurries.
There's one small child, most of whom are quite morose. They're quite, grumpy face looking. A very small smile just appears in the corner of his mouth. But then he sees you see him and he returns back to normal again.
And then he scurries across the square.
Amazing. You meet up with Sora and Jaunty. In that moment, Memory, what's going on with you?
Well, I've just seen the little message and then heard the yelling from inside the church.
Yes.
So I was just going to very obviously knock on the door as if I've just come from a little slightly different direction in my own world. I haven't heard it. Just making myself very known.
The voices suddenly stop when the knocking happens. There's silence within. There's a pause and you hear the footsteps on the stone of the floor. And the door opens up and you see the face of Milivoj, this youthful young man. Kind of got those curtains going on with sort of dark hair. He looks at you. He looks flustered and like he has been searching around for a long time. But he's a bit out of breath, but he looks at you like, hello. Memory, have you finished with the garden yet? It is a big job.
It's fine enough. It's fun to do. It's got some beautiful soil. I was going to go into town. I think there's a shipment of some seeds. At some point, there was in one of the back stores of the market, and I thought I'd go and pick them up and see if they could be used to go and enhance the back corner.
Right.
So I was just going to ask if you guys were okay and needed anything.
Let me
Go
just...
crane my head and going, hi, Father Lucian.
Father Lucian.
Whatever your name is.
We'll call him whatever you like. Father Lucian, he's looking around on the ground. You say his name, you just catch him as he kind of he tries to hide behind the altar. Like he just drops. And then he realizes...
hide and seek. I see you.
Oh, memory. Thank you for coming again. Have you come to hear all about the Morning Lord? I can give you the sermon that I have prepared for tomorrow, if you like.
It's always good to practice. Get over that performance anxiety. I am here to be practiced at. I believe you. You can do it.
He kind of looks across to Milivoj. Are you going to stay there for the entirety of his sermon?
I'm going to try and let him get through a bit, but what I really want to do is insight check him.
Okay, tell us what you're inciting for.
I heard them yelling at each other. They've lost something. They're not happy about it. So I want to vibe check him. How is he feeling? Is he...
Roll an insight check. Go for it.
Oh, that is good. What's on the die? Let's make it so. 18 on the die plus 6 is 24.
Nice. Father Lucian's like, as you know, the Morning Lord symbolizes the bringing of the dawn. Of course, we've never seen the dawn in Falaki for a long, long time. Offer prayers to the Morning Lord, and his light will help.
Okay.
With that roll, you 100% know that something's up. He falters in his sermon because he knows that you know. I suppose you heard everything, he says to you.
What answer would help you, and what answer would make you feel better?
He is going to, with desperation in his eyes, kind of approach you. It's kind of scary at first because he moves with quite a lot of speed, and he grabs onto your shoulders in the same way that he held onto Milivoj, and says, "No one apart from you and Milivoj can know about this. No one can know. They must be found. I do not know who took them. They are sacred. They protect this sanctuary. They make sure that nothing can come within the walls of the church. Now they are gone. People will come here in times of need and have no sanctuary."
Can you not make new ones? I don't know how this works.
In my sermon, I talk about the Morning Lord and how he came to us through St. Andrel. He was the vessel of this divine power. If you can find another vessel, I suppose, but they would have to be bones.
Okay, so I'm going to go and find... Can I tell my party? Because they're very good at finding things, but then nobody else.
You see like the dread in his eyes as he's like, oh god, there's so many people who's going to know this. Like with your high insight, you can see the cogs whirring in his mind.
Then nobody else. We are essentially the same people. Ish.
Okay, no one apart from Milivoj, you, the one who works at the coffin shop, the dragon one, and the one with the silly hat. No, apart from them, no one can know.
Absolutely. I'll tell them, but nobody else. We'll go try and find some bones, but you need to believe in yourself. One, because you're terrible at acting, and everyone can tell that you're faking it. And two,
he's like soul searching right now.
People don't come here just for the bones. People come here for you. You inspire them. Be that. Because you're shit.
I am a priest of the Morning Lord. I see your point. Yes. Okay. Milivoj. And he brings him across. You hear a conversation between them about making the place brighter. If people come here, they're here to see them. You don't need to roll for that persuasion check because that was awesome. Yeah, they're inspired by that. he seems to have a renewed sense of self, and you brought a tiny bit of light to this very dark place.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'm then going to get a very long cloak and wrap it around myself to kind of cover the strange bits and go find everybody else. I think they're probably in the market. Where's where I want to go anyway.
Okay, cool. Yes, you make your way out of the church. You do pass the Blue Water Inn. It's looking pretty nice in there. Not too busy, not too quiet. But you see kind of walking towards you the others. What would you like to do?
Do you want a cat? Hand mustard over to Memory. Yeah, I thought you'd like a cat. Okay, raise of hand. Who has had a weird day?
I'm imagining at this point, this is when Alfie comes up and is like, you guys, I found a bag of bones and it also has a ring on it. And
Raise your hand. You've had a weird day.
yeah, wait, you guys too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my good, it's even for Barovia standards, this has been
I mean,
already
it's
very
pretty,
strange.
It's pretty standard for Barovia standards. We've been here long enough.
I hate
Yeah,
that you're
these
right.
fairies are weird.
Okay, I think we're gonna need or you're gonna need a drink. I'm gonna need to watch you have a drink to discuss all of this. God, I miss alcohol.
You can smell it. I'm going to smell something.
I'm gonna smell something. Okay, pub?
Just anyone have a I just don't think it's very becoming of one of any of our statures walking around with just a bag of bones. And does anyone have like a bag to put the bag in or
I think I'm pretty strong, and I could put it in my backpack.
okay, that's just it. I
How
don't
big?
just doesn't seem proper to have it out. So
To confirm, there's like a full saint in that bag, like an entire human's worth of bones in that bag.
I don't know who's in it.
Oh, you're too good for a bag of bones now, and but I'm okay to carry a creepy doll. I see how it is.
I'm used to it. My boss keeps her skeleton of a husband and talks to him every day. Bones every day. Bones here, bones there.
It's going
And
to
with bones.
open something in me, but I think it's too big.
What a
Phrasing.
sentence.
Let's go inside because we're in public, and that's a bad idea.
Amazing. So after your weird... Oh, sorry, go for it.
I'm carrying the bones, right? I put them in my backpack.
You have a bag full of bones.
But also to point, we don't know what these bones are.
Yeah.
It is just I found bones.
You found bones. I will say that they are wrapped in the linen, which does bear the faded print of the Morning Lord. Anyway, you enter the tavern after your weird day. The Blue Water Inn is where you are. This place packed with tables and chairs. There are narrow paths that meander between them. Along the north wall is a very big bar. And behind it there is a barkeep. Her name is Danica. You've talked to her quite a bit while you've been here. She has this beautiful cascading raven black hair and sharp eyes. She sees everything. She's currently multitasking, pouring wine very carefully and wrangling her two young boys, Brom and Bray. She usually tends to kind of keep them busy by collecting the glasses from the tables, sweeping, that kind of thing. Not in like a taskmaster way, but they're little boys, they need stuff to do. You kind of walk in and she greets you. Welcome. It is good to see you again. Just to remind you, you've paid for the next 2 nights of sleep. Do you need to buy another week? Or are you, what is... I don't mind. You can do whatever you like. I just need to know if you're staying longer.
Can we let you know tomorrow?
Of course you can. Of
Yes.
course you can.
Thank you as always for your hospitality. We you know, as you know, it's very we're all still trying to find our way, you know, in this terrible place as newcomers. and we appreciate your patience and flexibility. Booths kind of, we have some things to discuss. Booth in the corner, perhaps, like a secluded corner.
You can take the corner you always choose. You've been here a long time now. You can choose whichever seat you want to be in. I'll bring the wine across to you, okay? Wine is the only thing this place serves.
Wine is good.
Sorry, Evie, or Jaunty, were they gonna say something?
They were going to say, do you have any tea yet? Has a shipment come in?
Oh my god, okay, cool. Roll a D10.
Okay.
5 and up, yes.
8.
We do have tea. It's the hot water that we don't have. I can put it in the cold water for you. You can have it for free. It is not a problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I have a fire dragonborn. Yes. Please.
Not many people have a fire dragon, but we could hire you. I know you're working for the Lady Wagner, but we could do with someone who can heat the bath water. We could do with someone who could, make the tea.
Dear compatriots, why don't we discuss such future employment opportunities over in the corner?
I'll bring the wine across to you and the tea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, tea. Oh,
I'll warm the tea.
cool. Okay, good. Shuffle over to the booth.
Make your way over to the booth. Just so you know, the people within here are the same people you see every day. There's no one untoward in here. Everyone is just getting on with their miserable little Barovian lives. What would you like to do?
So, Henrik came in looking, his eyebrows were even more disheveled than usual, which, as you all know, is very disheveled baseline. And he was even grumpier and more scolding than usual, which as you also know, is quite both of those things. And he was very suspicious, very, I don't know, it's very strange. And he came in, chastised me, as usual, and then hid that bag in a coffin. And I didn't think too much of it, but he made such a show of ensuring that I wasn't paying attention that I took it upon myself as a hero, someone, a man of action, to see what it was, and it was bones. But also, there was, it has, the linen has markings of the Morning Lord, interesting, of note, in a place like this. And it is tied by string held together by my family's signet ring. And there were additional caskets, all finished, arranged, which she was also very cagey about. And wait, no, that's all. But that's a lot. That's a lot, I think.
Yeah. No, it is.
He never finishes a coffin, so he finished all of the coffins.
All of these coffins? Oh, yes, I mean, he always has some that he just kind of, stops partway through, and then usually it's my job to disassemble and use it for scrap. But these, for some reason, were pulled together, and now we're all standing neatly in a row in a way that we have many coffins. There's no reason to have put these together. It's, I don't know, something strange. And
Okay.
bones. I would like to that was very strange.
Yes, memory. You go next.
Mr. Abbey, could we wait a bit before we carry on? I just want to make sure that nothing strange more. I would like to go and I've got the spell Fireflies, and there have been so many things happening, apparently to everyone, that I want to kind of take the echoes of the ghosts who I know are around me and basically spread them out about 15 feet like little fireflies in the air, and they will indicate if anyone is coming in invisible to sneak up on us, just to give us that extra level of protection.
Understood. Does everybody see the fireflies? Or is it just you?
I think everyone sees that there are glimpses of something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that only I and Jaunty actually see them for what they are.
Nice. So, other than you and Jaunty, the rest of the people would just see a slight shimmer in the air pass through them. Yourself and Jaunty, however, would see specifically what is going. There is nothing invisible. However, Memory, would you be able to give us an insight into maybe a personality of one of the ghosts that you would carry with you?
I imagine that one of them would have been similar to an aunt or something. Someone who they encountered at one point as a group, and was very kind. They weren't able to help, but they did their best and were able to kind of save some of this woman's family on their journey. And so she decided to come and help.
You all get the sensation of a well-received meal after a very long day, and a warm embrace that you didn't ask for, but you needed deep within your soul. Everyone within that radius instantly feels that. It then fades away, but everyone got that little glimpse. But to answer your question, there's no one invisible around you at all.
That's fine. It lasts for a bit. So, an hour. So it's okay.
Okay.
Cool. I'm looking for bones, apparently.
Like the ones in my bag?
Possibly. So,
Go on.
I was at the church and I was cleaning the grounds, and then a tree appeared. It wasn't my tree. I didn't make the tree. It just appeared. And then it was like, you must find these 3 women. They know you. They fed you weird flesh and meat bone. I don't eat. I'm very confused. And I think I used to be a vegetarian, so I'm not sure how that happened. But they fed you things, and you need to get your memory back, which I got confused by because that's me, but then I worked out his memory. And then do that. So we need to find them, but be careful in his house. I'll explain it later properly. And then the priest was yelling, and apparently they've lost the sacred bones and the church. Don't tell anybody. That kept everything safe. It's only supposed to be Lucian, Rivod, and me, and you guys who know. And they said, maybe we could find some different bones and put them there. Maybe these bones?
Okay. First of all, I'm going to put it out there that it's really shitty of Barovia to put this on. We're not heroes anymore. That was made very clear by Strahd handing our asses to us, I assume. But as we said earlier, I've also had a weird day, and I think I have a connecting piece. Unfortunately. Lady called Madman.
Wait, a connecting piece to the mysterious tree who talked about old women who want to feed meat to us and missing bones.
Kind of, not quite. Note in my own handwriting of giving us a quest. I assume. That's the kind of thing that happens around here. Is you just get quests from yourself.
Yeah.
Or a mad woman. Embedded in a doll with a heartbeat. It's been a weird morning. I've got another creepy doll.
Did you get another doll?
Another doll? You
Okay,
cannot.
But this one.
We only have so much room in our packs.
But if I get rid of even one, who knows what will happen? Maybe my soul will fly out of my nose. Yes, Sora.
Does anybody's quest need a key? Did it say anything about the key?
Do you pull out the key? Do you bring the key? Do you show the key to everybody? Yeah, the rest of you see the tiny key with the little pouch attached.
Mm-hmm.
Well, know, but given that we've all been here long enough to know that if 3 of the 4 of us have gotten some sort of mystical direction, I'm sure that the key will become relevant shortly. Or in 6 months from now, who knows? This place is terrible.
Yep.
Um,
I'm going to read you the note.
Yes,
Was
please.
it my handwriting?
Still
Do with that
horrid.
what you will. It said, return what was stolen, which I'm assuming are the bones, and remember, which I think links to memory and your tree.
So for memory, if you can end the lives of 3, you will regain a memory.
Okay.
Maiden, mother, and crone once fed you pastry of flesh and bone. Seek them in their churning mill. But be wary, they know you still. Be prepared and keep your wits to lift the blight on your spirits.
Okay.
The keys for the mill?
All right.
Then
Oh, well,
number 2 on my list was be careful. And then there's been more than you think. And isn't that always the case? I just assume that no matter what. More theft of holy bones? More, I don't know, people being given this bullshit quest? Only time will tell.
all right. Well, I think, not to get too sidetracked here, but I think maybe we should. I don't know about these bones, but what little we were able to parse, they seem rather important. Perhaps we should take the wine to go, and make our way to the chapel.
I will enjoy holding my tea and smelling it for at least a minute before we go. I have limits.
As Jonty says that, Brom and Bray, the 2 little boys with the same raven black hair, very wild, they maybe come up to where the table starts. Like, they are small. They kind of lift up, it's 2 glasses of wine and 2 teas, wasn't it? It was 2 and 2. Yeah. They kind of lift them up shakily. Some of it does spill. They put the cold tea down on as well. They have not prepared it correctly. The worst way of preparing tea has happened. It's cold water for starters. There seemed to be debate as to whether to leave the bag in or out, so they just ripped it. In fact, as a table service, they rip it for you there. Just
Loose
and
leaf.
you see that, yeah, you see that fall in. And Bray holds out a hand for a tip. Looking at you expectantly, because you always give him one.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Alfie is always like, are we tipping help?
Yes. Remember when I was the help and you didn't tip me? And now look where I am?
Fine. So he will be gone.
I'll blow fire on the teas in the time being.
You are an angel in scales.
Sora, as you do that, you're able to control it beautifully. You don't burn the place down. Very good. Enjoy it. You do have to put the key on the table. As you do, you all hear the thud of whatever's in the pouch on the wood of the table. That's it, thuds. Seems heavy.
Have you opened the pouch yet?
Why? No.
And we open the pouch.
I was
Yeah?
about to ask what could be in it that is worse than the bones that I found, but I remember where we are now, but I still feel like maybe we should examine.
Maybe it's candy.
It could be candy. I would caution against eating it before we as a group confirm it, so there's no repeat of, well, you know.
Candygate.
Yeah, you want to open? Can I hand Alfie the pouch?
No. You found it, so you should
You are
check
such
it.
a wimp.
As he just like scoots away, remembering all that HP and AC he used to have, all that sweet +3 to saves that he no longer has
Real
access
hero.
to.
Real hero right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Mr. Fancy Pants Man. Your pants aren't even that fancy.
Just, can we please, just...
The pouch is opened. Sora, can you roll me a D100, please?
D100.
Yeah.
Good. Every player loves
Everything
to hear
Sora has to do, we're going to hear that D100.
60.
Damn, there are no sweets in the pouch. However, what is in the pouch is... It would fit in, I'd say, Jaunty's palm, not Sora's palm, because Sora's got big hands. It is a very heavy crystal. It's red. And around the edge, it looks like it was once embedded in something, because there's like bits of cracked, I guess, adhesive, whatever would keep it in something. It certainly looks like it has been wrenched free from who knows what.
Ooh, is it a gummy?
Are you going to try and eat it?
Probably.
Let's say that Alfie stops me before I eat it.
Let's roll a dexterity saving throw for Alfred. Let's see.
Dexterity's not natural 20.
You know what? It's like
I'm
you
glad
knew
I
it was
switched
going
to
to
those
happen.
physical dice. Right. He's like just like waiting. He's like, I see you. I know what's going to happen. Don't.
Sora's there.
Don't. All right. That's enough.
Snatch it away. Yes. Sora, you are denied the opportunity to eat an actual crystal, but maybe it's for the best.
Okay.
I turn it over in my hand and, kind of out to everyone so everyone can kind of look at it. He is not as knowledgeable as he once was about the arcane arts. But yeah, is there anything to this? Anything I notice, details, a vibe of magic, what have you?
It's your choice. You can go for investigation or arcana. They would be the two skill checks that you use. I will say if anyone has proficiency in either of those, you can help if you wish.
I'll help. I'm proficient in both.
Amazing.
Great. I have a +0 in both. So actually, could I just go ahead and pass it to the person who I know would maybe know about these sorts of things as opposed to myself?
We will say that Alfred, you're like, hey, memory, would you like to investigate this,
right.
please?
It's like, he holds it and he's like, I don't see anything immediate. And so like, I'm going to pass it to the person who might actually know what's happening.
Sure. Memory, you can roll with advantage if you like.
Okay. Ask some good questions. Sometimes it's about eliminating the really obvious things to work out what it really is. 17.
This does not have a magical vibe. However, with the 17, you've become accustomed to things that used to have things that do not have them anymore. This used to be part of something and it gave it a magical property. But whatever it was attached to, it is no longer attached, and therefore that connection has gone. So yes and no is my answer.
Then it used to be a flower, but then it's like pulled the head off the flower and you're just kind of left with the stem. And so it's like it was a whole flower, but it's kind of just a weird thing on its own right now.
Are you speaking metaphorically or was it a flower?
No, it's an analogy. It made sense to me.
Sure. I'm sure it does.
Right. So it was magical at one time, connected to something else, and now it's not.
Like they were a thing together and it gave the properties, but now it's just like empty and apart.
Like how we used to have patrons who were really annoying and gave us power, but now we don't have them anymore.
Is that an analogy that works for you?
The most logical. I love it. That's great.
Finished your tea yet, or cuddled it long enough?
How does the tea smell?
Why don't you tell me? How does this tea smell?
I'm going to imagine that they haven't been able to get like really good tea. It's probably quite local, so it was just kind of whatever has been growing around.
Make a medicine check.
Okay.
Let's see what this tea is made of.
Medicine. I have +1 in that, so that's a 14.
Hey. This is a novel blend. There's essence of fern, but fern that kind of decomposed a little bit. There's definite mulch going on in this. And there's just enough hallucinogenic mushroom to just give you a little buzz, but not too much. You're still able to, even just smelling it, you get a nice little tingle. Yeah.
This is some good tea.
Wave my fingers over the mug and just druid craft them so the flowers all blossom a little bit more and it's a little bit more intense.
I think for you, Memory, it looks way more intense than it does for everybody else. Everyone else just sees like a very simple daisy, but you see a forest. Yeah.
So the answer is no then. Not done with the tea.
These two are just focused on their tea right now.
Fine. Yeah. Totally good. Very
Picking up some negative
chill
vibes from you, Freddy.
We're in Barovia. The only vibes are negative.
Sora's surrounded by cats. Maybe that's the clue if there's more than you think. There are more cats. Because literally another one has just arrived.
Yeah, you hear the bell of the inn door and another cat walks in.
Is this gem a cursed feline gem of some sort? Like you are now some sort of Pied Piper, but for cats? Because I cannot, I am already, there is a reaction in the nasal region that I cannot have. I cannot. There's too much as is. I cannot have allergens ruining my day further.
I know. I feel you, Freddy. Look, we've got to get through this. We'll get in the open air. The cat spores will be less. We can let them cuddle their cats. And we will be able to, well, you will be able to breathe a little bit more. Just got to get through it. It's going to be okay, buddy.
It's licking me. I can't feel it. It's sad.
What does the cat taste?
I think the cat's getting very tempted to go scratch its claws on a piece of my leg.
Yeah, that's happening. That's going to be happening very soon if you don't get up.
I'm sorry, what's happening? I can't quite see.
I hate you all. Okay, let's go put some bones in a church. I guess.
Let's take the bones.
Great. Alfie gets up very hurriedly and is like out the door already. Doesn't have the bones, doesn't have anything, literally just needs to not exist in this closed space with cats anymore.
Go, Mr. Abbey. You can do it. Be your own man.
The more you encourage him, the worse he's going to be.
You hear, go, Mr. Abbey, you can. And by that point, you're out of the inn. Like, you don't hear the rest of it. Remember, you're left saying that to no one.
Fine.
Do you take your tea with you and your wine?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll take the wine.
Cool.
Excellent.
No, wine is this. Alfie has had some quality wines in his years. I don't know that this one
This is
necessarily
purple grape mash. It is not a
Yeah.
good wine. Yep.
So he has been fine with it, just because some amount of civilization is required in these tough times. But there's no desire to take that with him. He's like, oh well.
Yeah.
I think, just so you know, Jaunty is being more shitty with you than usual. There's an eye roll whenever you turn away. It's very much the vibe of, oh, this is your drama.
Yeah,
The posh
100%.
boy can't get good wine.
And in the same token, Alfie is being even more dismissive in reaction. You know, it's like, I know, Jaunty. I get it. I've heard it before. 10 levels of adventuring. We
It
know.
hurts whenever I move.
I understand. I sympathize.
Do you?
To an extent. Bones, we just...
I feel like we're going to circle back to this like 5 different times.
I don't think it even counts as circling back when it's just
No.
like we're still here. We haven't left for it to come back to.
You all begin to make your way to St. Andrew's Church. The time, it's really hard to tell because it's so foggy, no one can really see the sky. It's not evil fog, it's just standard fog.
Yeah.
You make your way there over the cracked cobbles, and you find the door slightly ajar. That's kind of how memory left it. Yeah. Father Lucian and Milivoj do tend to leave for the day at this point. The church is always open. That's one thing that is always the same. It's always open. The door opens. You see the simple layout of the church in front of you. There are, I'm going to say, about 5 pews either side with a central small altar that Father Lucian hid behind earlier.
Memory, did they say anything about where these bones are supposed to go?
I think there's a little bit in the crypt.
Do you want to make a history check just to see if you remember where the crypt is? I'll say with advantage because you've been working here.
Okay. Natural 20.
Hey. You don't remember where it is because it's normally hidden. But as you're like, oh yeah, sure, it's round, you then realize that it's right behind the altar. You can see one of the flagstones that has been prized up, that's been replaced. That is the symbol of the Morning Lord, kind of inlaid in the stone. That's where it is.
So shall I put the bones there?
Yes. Father Lucian, just checking if you're still here. Sometimes you stay late.
Sir? Father?
Don't hear a response.
I feel that we should feel empowered to just put them back as best we can, and we'll figure it out later.
Dibs, not opening it.
Fine, I will do it.
Could you make an athletics check then, please?
Certainly can try. I'm still decent at athletics. All right, I'm really gonna roll this one so I don't get another natural 20.
Okay.
That's a 13.
13.
Can I help? I'm pretty good in athletics.
Good
That
point.
would make a lot of sense.
In which case, could you also make a check? We'll do a group check with you two and
So-
see what happens.
Sora, please, if you could.
14.
Okay, great. It takes you both 2 attempts. You don't become exhausted though, which is great. You are able to very slowly kind of prise it open and then push it up. and carefully together, you're able to move the stone aside. Very biblical. And you see quite a large indent beneath. Both of you, I'm going to say you've lifted that aside. It would be Memory and Jaunty that would really have the first look on this. Can you tell me what your passive perceptions are, please?
11?
14.
With the 14, it takes you a while and you have to get the right light to really make out that you could see where the bones were. It is stone beneath, but you see that there's a small indent beneath where the bones would normally be placed. The indent is scraped into the stone. Above it, you see there's a very tiny keyhole. The indent itself bears an anatomical heart symbol, again scraped into the stone.
How big's the key again?
It's very tiny key. It fit in the kitty mouth.
Alright, because there's a really tiny keyhole in here. With like a heart symbol thing. Look.
Oh, another heart symbol. I
Yeah,
had one of
but-
those. Yep.
Yeah.
You want
All
the
right.
kid to try?
Dibs not hit again. I'm not being hit by the trap. Not again.
Such heroic.
Dibs, I think that Mr. Abbey should go and take his natural leadership and adventuring skills and open the keyhole.
Agreed.
I want to detect thoughts on Alfred right now. What is he thinking?
He is torn because Barovia largely ground down some of his air of superiority that he originally came in with. But also again, when you're really down, you really can lean on some crutches of self-identity and is like, well, you know what? It does sound kind of nice to be thought of as an excellent leader and all of these other things that like I kind of tried to grow past in the last 10 levels of adventuring. But I'm having a weird day on top of a weird several weeks on top of a weird 8 months of existence. And so he's like, yes, fine. Yep, certainly happy to do so with my compatriots. Perhaps stand back a bit.
Okay. You put the key into the keyhole and twist. And where that indent of that anatomical heart was, you hear the scraping of stone on stone. And you die. No. And the little
Barovia.
indent kind of rolls upwards like a button. Do you press it?
I mean, not quickly. Not immediately. I think there's a lot of like a classic, like just looking around being like, should I, what you?
Remember when you made me press that button? And then there was a fireball?
Yeah, that's why I'm that is one of the main reasons I am
pressed it,
pausing.
so this is your time to press the button. Maybe there'll be candy. You don't want to disappoint our dragon.
Candy. Candy button.
Mm-hmm.
He
See
just-
what you've done?
Eyes are closed and just reaches out very slowly, but with decisiveness, obviously, as befitting a natural leader. And he just flunks the button.
It's very pleasing to press. It kind of presses just as you would hope it would. There's a small click, and can you roll a D100 for me? We need to know if there's candy.
Alfie or me?
Alfie.
Ooh, that is a 3.
Damn, there is no candy. However, what does happen when the button is pressed? You hear that click. The stone beneath where the bones would be then slides to the right. revealing a hidden compartment beneath. Within that compartment, you see several items covered in dust, as if they have been there for decades. Alfred, first one looking in, you see an item that you recognize. You're not sure why, but you see a sensor. Normally would be attached by chains, but these chains are attached to a beautifully adorned haft. You recognize it. You see other items in there, unrecognizable to you, but as the rest of you look on in, I'm going to go ahead and say, Jaunty, there is a deck of cards within. Specifically, a Taroka deck. The Taroka deck is famous of this land. Again, you recognize it. Memory, you find a staff. The top of it looks like the tree from the graveyard. It has these beautiful pink petals on. Sora, you see a beautiful sword inlaid with runes throughout the blade itself. Would you like to pick these items out?
Shiny. Yes.
As you each retrieve or receive these items, can you tell us what memory you would regain in this moment? How have you in the past come to own this item? What is restored to you when you pick up this item? I'm going full Lord of the Rings when they're at Rohan and the king is there with Gandalf and Gandalf's like, maybe you remember more if you hold your sword. It's very that. Tell us what memories come back to you.
I think just being a little girl and watching it in my father's hand, you know, as the caretaker of our village back when it was still there, and watching him do all sorts of things in the care of keeping of our little home. And I would sit on his knee and he would basically put my hand around the staff and his hand around mine and kind of start teaching me how to use it. And it was way too big for me, but it was still fun. And the eyes of my mother with them, he just, where she was working, just looking at us fondly.
It's beautiful. Amazing. Alfred, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I think that, and feel free to fill in any actual important Curse of Strahd related campaign details if useful. But I think that he got this like mace, this holy mace, from someone who helped him kind of take that first step into his role as a paladin, where he has no martial skills other than kind of like rich boy fencing, essentially, which is not super useful in Barovia. And there was someone who found him when he was low and hopeless, and when Jaunty and I had lost our fourth party member so far or whatever, and he had no answers to anything, and whoever gave him this didn't give him the answers, but helped him learn how to find answers for himself. And this was kind of, maybe it was a final parting gift, or maybe it was their prized possession and died. And so Alfie got it, and has been his, kind of loyal companion in his own growth and throughout his trudging in Barovia ever since.
Who would like to go next?
So yeah, I remember I thought I was going to the rodeo to have some barbecue, and there was things jumping all over. So I thought that was the food, and I lit it fire. because I wanted to barbecue.
Mhm.
And it turns out that those creatures had been slaving that town. That was not the rodeo. And then the people were really happy. And they gave me this sword for doing a barbecue.
Did you eat them? That is my question. Were they consumed?
I did eat them.
Yeah.
It was very dry. They were not good meat.
Dracarys, indeed. Amazing. Thank you, Sora. I love that. Jaunty, that leaves you.
Yes. So I think I have a memory of very early days in Barovia, finding someone who was giving a reading with the Turok deck and just being like anime eyes of interest, zeroing in and just kind of being so fascinated and kind of forming a bond with the person who was giving the draw and getting them to do it for me so many times until I learned how to do it. And we formed quite a good relationship. And I ended up with a deck from that. And it was one of my most prized possessions. But as it comes to the end of the memory, I think I have their face. I can't quite recall who they were specifically, but I suddenly get a flash of them happy, living, giving me the reading, and then just a flash of them dead. And I'm not quite sure where that came from, but it's connected. But I mainly associate the positive aspect, but there's a little ghost attached.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that. That's great. As your items are retrieved, you have these memories back to you. As these memories return, I'm going to say that you're not level 1 anymore. You are level 3, and we will do the admin for that much later on. You're now level 3, and as you have this epiphany moment, you remember the skills that you had lost. But in that moment, you do have the chance to change your destiny. You can change your leveling if you wish to. You don't have to, but that choice is yours. I will say that as well, in that epiphany moment, in that memory restoration, you can attune to those items straight away. It's like you've had a long rest. We're all good. How are we doing, guys?
Yeah, I don't know about anyone else. I mean, we'd said it a lot kind of in the lead up of like, especially John, who was like, we're not heroes right now. Why is Barovia doing all of these terrible things to us? We're just trying to get by, whatever. And so, yeah, I think Alfred is definitely moved by, like, remembers that like nothing in Barovia is a coincidence. Remembers that like that the only sanity that he had was trying to find answers and being open when he didn't have them, but still searching for them. And he just like picks up this sensor and kind of lets the chain, kind of like unravel very satisfyingly in an auditory way, and just kind of like holds it. It like holds its kind of now its re-familiar weight in his hands again, and just kind of thinks about the weird way that this place works.
As gravity takes it and it reaches the limit of the chains, that's when the incense begins to rise up. How are the rest of you doing?
Extremely suspicious. Grateful, but suspicious.
That's how I like my players.
Yep. I think I'm immediately going to attempt a reading and just see if I can have any sense. I don't have any actual powers of divination, but I'm going to see if I can help it make sense of think about this in a new way, I suppose.
You lay the cards out how they're meant to be. You know, the woman that showed you this, Madame Eva, she always laid them out the same way. You create a diamond with 4, and then you place one in the middle. You then unravel them one by one, anti-clockwise, and then the last one. The cards that you reveal are very vague, because they always are, but the most important one is the one in the center. The one that you reveal is a word that you've heard before, and it is crone. The others that you have brought out signify, on the left it's positivity, on the right it's negativity. There's balance there, but the central thing is crone. That's what you reveal. So things are going to be good, going to be bad, but you're happy about it?
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
How's everyone else doing?
I'm holding the stuff and I'm feeling... It had been hard trying to, not knowing what to do, that the feeling of time running short, but not knowing exactly what for or why, or that I could do anything about it. Holding the staff in my hands, I feel both a sense of drive and purpose to get back out there, to go, find that damn book to help cure my home. But also kind of warmth in the memory and in the stuff. And start trying to look around to see if any of the fireflies are my father. Maybe, maybe not. But
Make a perception check.
I love this dice. Natural 20.
He's holding the staff with you. He always has been. He's always there with you, guiding you, but letting you make your own choices. But he is there with you 100%.
Feel slightly guilty in front of Jaunty and their own ghosts, but I'm just going to snuggle into him a little, knowing he's there to bolster.
The rest of you just see Memory kind of lean her head to the side to nothing, but Memory knows what she's doing. And Sora, with your toy, with your new old blade, how's it going?
To be fair, now that I've remembered about the bad barbecue, I just want to go on another quest for a better barbecue.
Listen, the time is now.
I just want to try.
Awesome. I have one question for you. Are you replacing the bones to where they should be?
Yeah.
I think especially, like, I at least Alfie would be like, oh yeah, right. Friggin' burden of adventure and whatever, fine, I guess. And is like, once it gets replaced, all that stuff would definitely like take a lot of time putting it back in a like cared for way.
Do you retrieve your signet ring? You don't have to.
God.
It's there as an option.
How did it go missing? You know, like, was it, or I guess I should ask, is it missing, or was this just like a ring that I've never seen before that happened to have my...
You didn't realize that
crest
you
in?
had lost it until you saw it again. You can make a memory check for me, which is a history check plus your class's modifier, whichever one you want to use right now.
That I will do. I rolled a natural one, so pretty low. So it doesn't matter.
No idea.
I think he views this as like these two items are his two halves, where he has his mentor's like mace, right? That put him on a little bit better path, on a little bit more ordered path, but also one of vengeance and one of kind of intensity and stuff. And one that drove him to where as far as he could go through kind of anger, but also the other part of him, the kind of the sorceress part of him, the still, charismatic, the still kind of an asshole part, all that stuff is also still there too. So I think he takes it with him as kind of like, these are the two things that that make me up. And how could he possibly adventure without them?
Got you. With all of this leveling up and with all of these items that you have now found, time has almost gotten away with you. You realize that you are pretty close to midnight. And this is confirmed by the bells of the church as they ring. And as the bell tolls for 12, the hour of 12, you then begin to hear screams outside. Villagers start running from their homes and pouring into the church in which you are. Fortunately, you've replaced the bones, so this place is hallowed once more. Through the door that are now open fully, and through the stained glass windows, you see a stream of vampire thralls bursting forth from Henrik's coffin shop. And that's where we're going to stop our game for today.
One question. We still have the tiny red piece with us, right? The crystal.
You still have the crystal, 100%. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and being part of the crazy working day that these guys have had today. If you enjoyed tonight, we play D&D every Monday and Tuesday from 6 p.m. UK time. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all of our shows available everywhere. You know what to search for. Roll Together RPG. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There is a link in chat now. Do join. Every penny helps us make the content that we do. Massive thanks again to all of our sponsors and supporters. And don't forget, we are all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon.